The following is a production of CUTV Sports.
Hello and welcome to Commodore Stadium in Perryopolis, Pennsylvania for this week's CUTV High School Football Game of the Week, part of an NFHSnetwork.com national broadcast. I'm Zach Prosper. Joining me is Matt Hagee in a matchup between the home Frazier Commodores and the Beth Center Bulldogs in a Tri-County South matchup of two undefeated teams coming in at 5-0. And Matt, when we look at the last games for each of these teams, we mentioned before they're 5-0, but they had some pretty stiff competition last week. They were able to come out on top.
They really did. Beth Center, it was the trick of looking ahead to this game, but Beth Center, they took it really easy, 48-0 over West Green. Big game from Anthony Welsh, 5 carries, 158 yards, 3 touchdowns, and also Frazier, 48-12 over Leechburg. These teams, they've been waiting a year to play this game, and it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, you mentioned waiting a year to play this game. This game was played last year. We had it as the CUTV Game of the Week last year as well. And in this matchup, the visiting team has won the last 2 matchups. Matt, take us back to last year here at Commodore Stadium and what exactly happened.
It was an unbelievable game last season. Beth Center ending on top 39-28, but Frazier had a 14-0 lead in that game. And then if you want to go back 2 years ago, Frazier won 21-14 on a last-second Hail Mary pass on 4th down. So this is becoming one of the biggest rivalries in the Whitfield and the Mon Valley, and it's going to get really chippy out there too.
Yeah, whoever wins this game has a real good shot of coming away with the Tri-County South title. Well, that is all. We will come back after our break. We'll have kickoff for you here on CUTV. Hopefully the weather holds off when we come back for CUTV's High School Football Game of the Week on the NFHS Network.
For almost 30 years, CUTV has been the campus and community home for local news, sports, and entertainment. Broadcast in 100,000 homes in southwestern Pennsylvania, CUTV provides complete coverage of Vulcan sports as well as high school football coverage. Broadcast weekly live, CUTV News Center provides coverage of local and campus events, weekend weather, sports highlights, and feature stories. For more information on CUTV, check us out on the web, friend us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter. Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the CalU student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association.
Stay connected with CUTV. Subscribe to us on YouTube for new videos. Follow us on Twitter for status updates. Like us on Facebook for updates, videos, and more. CUTV social media. Get connected, stay connected.
Didn't get out to the high school football game this past Friday? Don't worry, because CUTV Sports has you covered. Never miss a second of this season's upcoming high school action, as CUTV's Game of the Week takes you to the stadium and gives you the best seat in the house. Now in its 29th season of bringing you all of the best local games, CUTV Sports is your local leader in high school football coverage.
Welcome back to CUTV's coverage of Frazier versus Beth Center, part of the NFHSnetwork.com national broadcast. We got Beth Center and Frazier at Commodore Stadium in Perryopolis, Pennsylvania. Matt, we're going to go ahead and look at the tail of the tape between these two teams. Very heavily big defensive teams that can also score a lot of points as well.
And these have been the two best teams in the Tri-County South. 5-0, 5-0, both conference record, home and perfect. And then you see right there, points for, huge offenses, and points against. How about that? 6.6 each. It's something's got to give tonight. Is it going to be the power game of Beth Center, or is it going to be the passing attack of Frazier?
Yeah, we have Frazier. Their bench is actually right in front of us, so we're going to have the Frazier Commodores right in front of us all night long. We're going to provide you with the best coverage that we can based on the spot we're at. And we're in the spot we're at because the weather report looks very gloomy, but right now, man, it's a nice night for me right now.
It's been something else. I can't believe right now. I'm wearing a polo, no jacket on. It's sunny. We had a rainbow earlier, 59 degrees. It's going to be a little windy, but we're truly blessed that it's not raining right now, and hopefully it stays that way the whole game.
And we see Beth Center's captains right there. Number 3, Jason Stay. Number 33, Anthony Welsh. Number 25, Nico Brown. And number 54, Dakota Vilkos for the Bulldogs, who we actually saw early in the year. And for Frazier, their captains. Number 6, Nathaniel Zurich. 10, Ethan Weitzer. Number 23, Timothy Carlson. And 12, Hunter Patterson, who is the quarterback. And we saw Frazier Beth Center last year, and both of these teams actually lost their quarterback from that game last year. And we had Gino Fietta for Beth Center, and Frazier, I cannot remember the name of their quarterback at the top of my head, but he had a big game passing as well, and losing a lot of key pieces, that's going to bring a new element into this game.
Well, and the interesting thing was, how would Beth Center recover from losing Gino Fietta? Gino Fietta and his brother Sal Fietta led this Beth Center team to the power it is right now. This is the first time since 2008, I mentioned that in the Greensburg Central game, that a quarterback not named Fietta is playing right now for Beth Center. That's Trent Kunko. He did a nice job against Greensburg Central Catholic, but obviously what we saw, Anthony Welsh, couple weeks ago against Greensburg Central Catholic, one of the best rushing performances. He had a huge game last year. But the player to watch on offense for Frazier, L.A. Ross. He had a big game on opening week, and he's just keeping getting better and better. He's going to provide a big challenge for his Beth Center defense.
Yeah, Frazier, if they're able to run the ball, Beth Center's defense is very stout. As I mentioned before, we saw them early in the year against Greensburg Central Catholic. One of the best games we've ever seen on CUTV. That might go into the vault one day. Beth Center, they are a running team through and through. You have Anthony Welsh, who totaled 150 yards last week on almost, I think, about 5 carries. 3 of them went for touchdowns, I believe. So it's going to be a matchup of the offenses. Whichever team can stop the other one more is going to come away with the victory. So examine the defenses. Who do you think has the better defense coming in this game?
Well, honestly, I think Beth Center, because I think they're just a little stronger up front. But Frazier, they have the opportunity to take that back from them. Beth Center controlled that game against Greensburg Central Catholic and started on the line. But the key tonight is to stay with a level head. Do not get involved in extracurricular activities. We saw last year a lot of after the play penalties, and it cost Frazier. Now tonight, it's your biggest rival. This is one of the biggest rivalries right now in the Mon Valley, but you got to keep a calm head and play your game.
And before we get started, just like to mention, you are watching high school football coverage of CUTV's High School Football Game of the Week on the NFHS Network. Go to nfhsnetwork.com to watch live coverage, game replays, and highlights of all the action. And we're about to get started here. There's 12 minutes on the clock. Beth Center is going to be kicking it away. That is going to be number 1, John Berdar, kicking it away to Frazier. As we'll see in a second, the return man for Frazier, number 14 for Frazier, Brandon Lovis, and L.A. Ross, number 3.
A lot of speed there. John Bernard, we saw him kick a lot of touchbacks in that Greensburg Central game. He's one of the best kickers, if not the best kicker in the Tri-County South. So, I mean, Zach, when I saw this game on our CUTV schedule back in May, I got really excited because here we go. Let's buckle up, and we're going to have some fun tonight.
And for those of you at home, I hope you're excited as we are to see a matchup of perennial powers in the Tri-County South and Single A of Whippeal football in southwestern Pennsylvania. We're about to get underway. Berdar spreading out the special teams. Berdar running up, and the kick is away. It is a high, booming kick all the way about the 5-yard line. L.A. Ross has it. He's going out and taken out of bounds. Beth Center's defense able to stop on the return about the 20-yard line.
And now is Nico Brown on the stop. We're going to see a lot of him tonight. He had a huge season last year, both offensively and defensively. And for Frazier, how are you going to start? They started with a touchdown on their first drive. And Zach, I'll tell you what, this is one of the most liveliest crowds. Beth Center's got a full student section. Frazier does as well. But it's going to shape up for a classic.
Yeah, these schools are not geographically the closest of rivals, but being undefeated coming into this game has to really propel some momentum into this matchup to see, you know, whoever wins this game is probably going to be the champion out of the Tri-County South. There's a snap, it's a pitch to L.A. Ross. He got some room on the outside. We mentioned his running game before. He gains about 15 yards at the 38-yard line, so a new set of downs coming up.
That's a good start, L.A. Ross to the right side there. He's going to be one of the fastest players on this field, and they can get cuts to the right side there. That's something Greensburg Central could not do against Beth Center. They know that they're going to be struggling up front with Beth Center, but if they can take it to the outside, Beth Center's defense is vulnerable.
We have 11:37 and running remaining in the first quarter, so first play goes for 17 yards for Frazier. We mentioned Beth Center's run defense is very stout, but right there, they are gouged for a 17-yard gain. And we're going to see a penalty flag on the play. We're going to see it's either going to be a false start or a neutral zone infraction. We'll have to wait for the call.
And Daniel Smith there for Beth Center was drawn off sides there. They'll call it on Walters, so he was battling right there with Ryan Walters, and they'll give Beth Center the penalty. So Beth Center with the first penalty tonight, and Frazier moves up a little bit and makes their first down play a little easier.
It's going to be 1st and 5 as the clock is going to go ahead and start. Actually, excuse me, no, it does not start just yet. The referee gave a different signal. Patterson gets the snap, takes the handoff. Patterson's going to keep it himself up the middle. Gains about 4 yards on the play, so it's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Commodores. They are moving the ball very efficiently so far in this first drive.
And that's exactly what they needed to do. They started quick. Mentioned they started quick last year, and they're mixing up a little bit. That's a tough run there. I saw Daniel Smith for Beth Center getting in the middle of that. There's about 3 Beth Center players there. It's going to get really physical.
Hunter Patterson, the junior quarterback, stands only 5'7" tall, so not a very tall quarterback.
Patterson keeps the ball.
As he's going to keep it himself, he has another set of first downs coming up. About an 8-yard gain. 45-yard line, Beth Center, a new set of downs. The clock will stop momentarily.
Frazier, first time in the Beth Center territory on their first drive. Patterson can be good, but the thing is, you mentioned he's only 5'7", but that can be some of the trickiest quarterbacks. You know, he's kind of reminds me of a Troy Smith. He's quick, he can sneak through the tackles, and more importantly, he moves the ball forward.
And Troy Smith, the former quarterback for The Ohio State University, went on to play professionally for the Baltimore Ravens for a few years. So we have 1st and 10 for the Commodores. Patterson pitches it over to L.A. Ross. Excuse me, that's Smallish, number 8 instead of number 3. He has enough for a new set of downs as well. So Frazier, their offense is being very efficient here on this first drive, Matt.
And they're using different backs there. Using Nicholas Smalich. He's a senior, but if they can keep tricking Beth Center up here with all these different weapons, that's something Beth Center does at teams. And Beth Center's going to take a timeout here. And this, I'll tell you what, we're right in front of back of Frazier right now. Their body language, they're pumped up and they're ready. They were ready to come to play tonight.
Yeah, they are moving with the team along the sideline, so we're going to try and give you the best available view that we can. From where we're at, we are literally right behind the Frazier bench as the clock has stopped with 10:26 remaining in the first quarter. Beth Center's defense, we mentioned before, they are one of the best in the Tri-County South, giving up only under 7 points a game. But on this first drive, they've not been able to stop the running game, whether it be Patterson or Ross or Smallich, who's also got a carry.
And Beth Center, they're 5-0, but they really have not played a great strength of schedule. Yes, they beat Greensburg Central Catholic, but right now Greensburg Central Catholic is only 2-3. So this is the toughest test they're going to face all season until the Whitfield playoffs with all these different weapons. Can they contain them? Brazier's been blowing them off the line of scrimmage, and right now they're the ones winning in the trenches, and that's what we mentioned earlier. It's whoever's going to win the trenches will win this game.
And you mentioned that matchup with Greensburg Central Catholic. The Tri-County South has been widely regarded as a team, as a conference having troubles outside of their own conference. So a player in motion, that's L.A. Ross. Patterson's going to keep it himself.
Patterson keeps the ball, guys, left side.
A loss of a couple of yards.
Number 3.
So it's going to bring up 2nd and 12. That's Jason Stay on the stop.
And Johnny Sofrin was in the middle of that. Beth Center, they do a lot of two-way players here. We see that a lot in single A. And he just with the best athletes on the field right now, they finally stop Patterson really in his tracks for the first time.
It's actually 2nd down and 14 coming up. So loss of 4 on the first down play.
And Frazier getting ready to go here. We talk about what Frazier meant to this. They also have not really played anybody else. They played Leechburg last week. Leechburg out of the Eastern Conference, down by the bottom here. But they can beat Beth Center. They proved that 2 years ago.
2nd and 14 coming up. And now we're going to have a stoppage on the play. Looks to be a penalty flag down on the field. It's a delay of game against Frazier, so that's going to bring up 2nd and 19 now with the 5-yard penalty. So Frazier getting that play call in there. They don't run a no huddle like most running teams do. So delay a game there, 2nd and 19. Beth Center's defense now pins them back and try and maybe run some exotic blitzes and play up towards the run, which is all Frazier's been doing.
Absolutely.
Patterson gets a snap. He's going to keep it himself. He has some running room.
Patterson's going to try the right
But
side. Picks
he's
up
not
1
able
yard.
to gain much. Gains up maybe a yard on the play. So it's going to be a 3rd and 18 now for Frazier. And for single A, there's not a lot of good field goal kickers. So they are well out of field goal range. This probably is 4-down territory.
It definitely is, especially on the side of the field there. Patterson trying to get to the right side there. Beth Center's starting to figure him out a little bit. They're running Patterson a lot. We'll see if they go to L.A. Ross or Nicholas Smolich on this next play here. 3rd and long.
And we have not seen Patterson throw the ball just yet. There are a couple dynamic receivers on this team. Nathaniel Zerch, the tight end, he had a big game last year in this matchup. I'm anxious to see him come into the play as Patterson is going to go back to pass now. He throws it over the middle. That is completed. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. That is Damon Lovich on the reception, but it is not going to be enough for a new set of downs. It's going to bring up about 4th and 10.
Lovis going over the middle there. That's the first time we've seen Frazier go. This is normally a pass-first team when they had a big quarterback last season. Patterson, good throw over in the middle, and gets it back to the line of scrimmage. But it sets them up for a workable 4th down here.
4th down and 11.
So we're going to see 4th down coming up for Frazier. It looks like they are going to be going for it. You're so far deep into enemy territory, there's no reason not to at this point. Patterson gets the snap. He's going to go back to pass. Goes down the field. Has receiver. It is caught. Number 5 for Frazier. Caleb Cox. What a catch.
Caleb Cox was so wide open on that play. He was able to stretch out. What a catch and what a 4th down conversion off of Frazier. Patterson, he's got a lot of time back there, and he's able to get a good throw. Caleb Cox able to beat their number 85 for Beth Center. That was Tommy Strauss.
And now that we've seen that Patterson can throw the ball, Frazier's defense is a lot more dangerous, knowing they can run the ball with efficiency and also throw. As you have a pitch out to Smolich, going to the outside. He breaks it, keeps on going. Gain of about 4 yards on the play.
You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. It's exactly what I mentioned earlier. No extracurricular.
There's actually going to be a penalty on the play. There was actually no gain on the play. It's hard to tell with the Frazier bench right in front of us, but we may be replaying 1st down or a new set of downs, depending on what the penalty is against.
The Beth Center kept trying to hammer Patterson to the ground there. It looked like some of the Frazier players might have lost their cool. We'll see who the officials call the penalty on here. But like I said, it's unacceptable to do something like that, especially if the penalties are just on Frazier. You back yourself up after that great 4th down play.
It's unsportsmanlike conduct against Frazier. Excuse me, personal foul against Frazier. There's 2 personal fouls against Frazier. Wow, that's a big momentum swing that Beth Center probably needed on this drive. You had the 4th down, not able to stop him. But Matt, we talked about this before the game. Penalties that could cost your team field position or what could end up losing you the game if it comes down to maybe 5-10 yards later on.
And it came down to that last season. One of the reasons why Frazier got out to that big lead, but then they took dumb penalties like that. You can't be doing that and just you got Beth Center on your heels. You're driving them down the field. You rip their hearts out with that long 4th down conversion. You're moving the ball. You got a nice gain there, and then you just engage in something after that. I saw a couple Beth Center players just trying to egg them on. That's exactly what they're trying to do. And from their heads, they were in their heads last season, and Frazier just needs to keep them out.
We have 7:36 and running now remaining in the 1st quarter. Going to try and update you with the first
After the penalties, Commodores
and
still have
go.
a 1st down.
It's 1st down still. It's 1st and 30. Patterson back to pass. He's
That's a draw to
hands
L.A.
it
Ross.
off.
He's gonna try
L.A.
outside,
Ross
makes
going to
the
the
pass,
outside.
But he slips on the turf, and he's going to be out of
He
bounds.
slips,
Just about the 31
going
yard
out
line.
of bounds. Gains about 4 yards on the play.
It'll be interesting to see if Ross wanted to slip there, how many, because he had a open space in front of him there. But that field, even though it's not raining right now, but it's rained since about, I'd say, 2 o'clock today to about 5:30. So that's a slick field. And it's going to be really, the
Second down
footwork
for the
is going to be
Commodores.
very key
Just
tonight and staying on their
outside the
feet.
30-yard line.
So we're going to have 2nd and 26 to go. Patterson gets a snap. He's going to go back to throw. He's under a lot of pressure. Throws it away, but there is a receiver there. Gets back to the original, or excuse me, the line of scrimmage, not the original line of scrimmage, so no gain on the play.
And Anthony Welsh was right there to meet him in his tracks and slam him down here. Patterson rolls out. We finally see Beth Center get some pressure on Patterson there. He gets it outside to his receiver, but boom, right there, right in his plants. And again, you're going to see another 3rd and long there. See if Frazier can get some good protection, running maybe a little exotic pass play here and get it over the middle. They've been a lot of holes over the middle so far for the Commodores.
And it's still 4 down territory, so you don't have to get it all on this play. But if you do get a lot of it, maybe you think about just take the field goal, get the points, because Beth Center doesn't allow a lot of points. Their defense will get better as the game goes on. So 3rd and 26 coming up. Patterson going back to throw. Throws on a screen. That's complete. Smallich, but he is hit in the backfield. That's going to be a loss of a couple yards.
And Edward Zeal on the coverage there almost picked him up on his shoulders with that hit there. But it's going to be really 4th and long here. Looks like Frazier will be trying to set something up here, but it's 4th and long. Just try to get something here. You still get Beth Center back up pretty far, and there's a flag down.
And we'll have to see what the penalty is for. It came after the play, I believe. So we'll see who's this going to be on, because if this is on Beth Center and it's a personal foul penalty, that's an automatic first down, and that completely demoralizes the defense. That they're getting some big stops against Frazier here. It's going to be holding against the defense. So we'll have to see what that sets up for Frazier.
Well, for Beth Center's case, I guess you could say it's a little bit better than a personal foul, but it moves Frazier a little bit forward. But Frazier's going to still be backed up here a little bit. If it's a 10-yard penalty, it'll be about 4th and 19.
It's going to be 4th and 16 to go with 6:03 remaining in the first quarter.
So it's a little bit more manageable than it would have been on that last play there. But just defensive holding, a lot of penalties so far. And we saw a lot of penalties last year. We keep mentioning that. And Frazier can try to draw something. I look to see something, maybe a rollout here, pass over the middle, maybe open up to the tight end. They got some weapons open here.
And Caleb Cox was on the receiving end of the first 4th down conversion. We'll see if they try to target him again. Cox is a junior receiver, 5'11". He's one of the taller players on this roster, besides Nathaniel Zurich standing at 6'1", but even he is small for a tight end. Patterson is back to throw. Goes downfield. And it's caught for a touchdown. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. That was a prayer. Living on a prayer. Hunter Patterson gets it to the end zone. Can you believe this? Frazier, again, 4th and long, and they get 6. That is Ethan Weiser. What a catch, son. That was unbelievable.
That is definitely going on our high school roundup top 3 plays. If the game holds like this, we're probably going to see a lot more than that. What a great way for Frazier to start this drive. You have 5 minutes exactly remaining in the first quarter. Beth Center's not even seen the field yet on offense.
Nope, they haven't. And Frazier controlled the ball right there. And how about 2 big 4th down completions? Are you kidding me? Ooh.
And now going for 2 is Frazier, trying to set up a play here. Throws it. Incomplete. 2-point conversion is no good. So 6-0. We will go ahead and go to commercial break for a moment. When we come back, Beth Center's for the first time tonight here on CUTV.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year, 1 in 195 million. The odds of the child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 110. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism.
Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
29 down. 4 letters to describe excellence in college television. I know. CUTV, California University Television.
And we are back here on CUTV as they're trying the extra point again. It is up. It is good. It is 7-0 Frazier. So to update you with what happened, there was a penalty against Beth Center after the first extra point attempt. It led Frazier to retry it. So they get that extra point after failing the 2-point conversion. They get one back. 7-0 Frazier before Beth Center's even been on the field with 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
I mean, you get them stopped like that. You got a snafu on the snap, and Beth Center just takes a penalty right there and gives Frazier another life. That point could come to be very costly down the end there for extra point here. We're going to take a look at Frazier's schedule. They started off with a big win, 43-0 over Bevella, but you just keep seeing these scores. 2 shutouts and that 28-7 win over Jeff Morgan. And then this is the most impressive one, I think, at Mapletown. I expected a lot of Mapletown in that game. It was 39-14. Frazier proving themselves. And I'll tell you what, if they can get this win over Beth Center here, their schedule plays them out very nicely.
Yeah, Carmichael's is down this year after being one of the very top teams in the Tri-County South last year. I actually believe they finished second or third, either over Frazier or just behind them. I think they actually finished just behind them because I think Frazier beat Carmichael's and Beth Center beat Carmichael's as well last year. But Carmichael's is down this year. And the final game that we do for CUTV, Jeff Morgan Carmichael's, it's a rivalry. It's the Black and Blue Bowl, they like to call it in Greene County. That could decide the final playoff spot in the Tri-County South.
So it could, and Jeff Morgan and Carmichael's are right down to it. But Jeff Morgan has a better record right now than Carmichael's. Carmichael's had a very tough schedule to start out with there, and they had led that non-conference loss, which doesn't count in conference, obviously. So they still have a chance to make some hay right here, and they get Frazier next week.
I'm sure we will take a look at the Tri-County South standings a little bit later on in our broadcast. For now, we are ready for Frazier to kick it away. Looks like number 44, Joshua Cox, is going to be kicking it away for Frazier. It's a booming kick.
Oh.
It goes into the back of the end zone for a touchback. So Beth Center going to set up, I believe at the 25-yard line is where they place it in high school.
And that's very key because if you remember in this matchup last year, that man on your screen right there, Nico Brown, ran 2 kicks back for touchdowns. He's definitely a weapon, and he almost ran one against Greensburg Central Catholic there. They'll start at the 20 in high school. So Beth Center will get to look at Trent Kunko and his troops coming up here, and we'll see what Anthony Welsh does.
And we're going to set up at the own 20-yard line. We have 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. So we're going to see Kunko, Anthony Welsh, Jason Stay company for the first time here tonight. We saw them earlier in the year. Kunko gets the snap. He's going to keep it himself. Or excuse me, that's actually Jason Stay. But he's met right at the line. No gain on the play. Going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Little wildcat action on there. We saw that a little bit against Greensburg Central Catholic. They got some plays for Jason Stay to run in that wildcat there because Trent Kunko can't really pass the ball downfield very well, so they can open it up here with Stay and get some running plays because he's very fast.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. We have 5:31 remaining in the first quarter. I apologize for that. I actually was reading the 5 or the 6 as a 5. It's hard to read the scoreboard from where we're at, so we'll try to keep you updated as far as we can.
And the handoff is to Anthony
now it's
Welsh.
going to be a run to Anthony Welsh. Gains about 4 yards on the play, so it's going to be up 3rd and 6.
Brent Poling on the stop there for Frazier, but they've been trying all week in practice to see how can we stop Anthony Welsh. He's probably been one of the top running backs in the Tri-County South. They're running up the middle there, and they're going to force Beth Center. If they can force a 3-and-out here, that would be absolutely what the Frazier defense needed.
It's actually going to be more like a 3rd and 3. They gave a lot better spot to Welsh than I had previously seen, thanks to the replay there. So 3rd and about 3 yards to go. It's going to be a screen pass. Pass is completed. That's Nico Brown. He gets a new set of downs. Clock going to stop momentarily.
Oh, look, another one. More extracurricular.
And there is a penalty flag on the play, just like you mentioned, Matt.
We'll wait on the call.
We're going to see what the call is going to be. Beth Center currently is just before the 45-yard line in their own territory if the play will stand. If not, we may have another very long third down. It's been a theme we've seen so far, long third and fourth down conversions.
But we'll see how the penalty affects it. That will be after the play, but that was good enough for the first down. Nico Brown, probably the fastest back on the team.
Against Beth
And
Center,
Beth Center.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
And both teams will get it, so they will offset, but you still cannot be doing that. Absolutely ridiculous on the outside. When the player's out of bounds, you just let him go.
And we're going to replay third down, so 3rd and 3 going to come up again for Beth Center after that screen pass to Nico Brown is able to get enough yards for a first down. That is negated due to both penalties on each side of the field. So we're going to see third down again. Matt, do you go back to that screen that worked for you that first time, or do you try and keep it with a run maybe to Anthony Welsh, Nico Brown, Jason Stay, one of your better runners on the team?
I would definitely try to get some speed on the outside there. Welsh is a very fast running back,
so
tougher kid, but I feel like if Beth Center would try to go for some of the screen pass, Frazier would be ready for it because they'll be like, not this time. So look for something, maybe a little pitch toss, maybe the other side of the field, but definitely trying to get to the outside. That's what Beth Center likes to do.
We're going to see 3rd and 3. 3 receivers lined up for Beth Center.
And
it's going to be a handoff up the middle. Met immediately. We're going to see where they spot the ball, though. Looks like it is enough for a first down. So Beth Center going to keep this drive going.
I was about to blurt out that he was short, but just good, tough run there. They went right into the teeth of the Commodore defense, and they got the first down. That's tough 3 yards right there just to get along there because you could have been really backed up if Frazier made the stop there, even if it's 4th and 1.
It is going to be 1st and 10 coming up for Beth Center. Going back to pass, it's another screen. That is number 33, Anthony Welsh. He's on the outside. He turns the corner. He's running down the field. He's still got some room. He's still going. Frazier's defense not able to drag him down. Finally, number 6, Nathaniel Zurich able to bring him down. That's Anthony Welsh on the long run there.
And that looks like about the Anthony Welsh we saw a couple weeks ago. That's what he can do. Look at that speed and keeping his feet along the sidelines here. We'll see go right back to the screen, and that's a good play call. Don't go to the screen last time because Frazier was ready for it. But if you can draw Anthony Welsh out like this, look at this. Look at that stiff arm. I mean, just one of the toughest running backs you can just see on this team. Unbelievable.
27-yard line.
Give me 1st and 10 for Beth Center at the 27-yard line. The quarterback for Beth Center right now is number 10, Trent Kunko.
Quick throw to the left side.
It's going to be a quick throw.
That's number 25.
Still going. Number 25, Nico Brown. He's still going. Goodness gracious, what a run there.
It's very physical. A lot of physicality through these Beth Center backs. You just got so many of them. Nico Brown, he's the senior. Anthony Welsh, he's the junior. He's going to be the back there. And it's good for a first down here. Beth Center keep running those screens. And if you have the speed like you can with Nico Brown, you can run them all you want as long as you got blocking in front of you.
We have 3:28 and running remaining in the first quarter. Beth Center starting to drive here on offense. See if Frazier's defense can make a stand like Beth Center's did deep in their own territory. Welsh has the pitch. He's going outside, shakes the defender, and is finally tripped up. Passes the 20-yard line, but we have a flag at the end of the play. That's going to go against Frazier, though, as I could see the referee from the field. So that's going to go against Frazier and keep Beth Center moving down the field.
Personal foul
against the Frazier Commodores.
Looked like a late hit there. So, but I mean, let's talk about that first. But it was not only about a 1-2 yard gain to begin with there. But Anthony Welsh throws the first guy off there.
And I think actually it is Welsh who is down on the field right now for Beth Center. Looks to be cramping a little bit in his leg area, just above the knee. So it's probably a hamstring, maybe a groin cramp. So I have to monitor the progress of Anthony Welsh. He is probably the most dynamic player that Beth Center has. And when we saw him against Greensburg Central Catholic, he blew us away.
Oh.
He had one play that,
yes,
boom, get off
boom,
me
get
is
off
all
me
you
is
can
right.
say about it.
Yes. And he put the team on his back that night. And, I mean, that was a Marshawn Lynch 2010 playoffs against the Saints run. And you can't afford to lose him like that. But, I mean,
roughing the passer.
if Welsh goes out there, that was
we
clarified it was a roughing the passer call on Frazier. They hit Kunko a little too late there. But if Welsh be like, he looks like he's fine just walking off, grabbing a hamstring, maybe sit out 1 or 2 plays, but you can just install Nico Brown, Jason Stay back there. Beth Center will be okay.
That's going to be number 3, Jason Stay in the backfield, it looks like.
Sofrin as well.
It's going to be first and goal, or excuse me, it's not first and goal. It's first and maybe 3 yards, actually, from where they spotted, because it was a spot foul. So first and 3, 3:03 remaining, just inside the 10-yard line. Kunko gets the snap. He's going to throw a screen. Goes the other direction. He's going to keep it himself. He has some running room. He's going to get to about the 4-yard line.
He's going to go for the goal line, but he's going
to be
pushed out
first
of bounds
and
inside the
goal
5-yard line.
Coming up for Beth Center.
Really gutsy play there by Trent Kunko, and a good awareness downfield. He can't see anybody's open. He'll just take it himself. Not the fastest quarterback, but just good enough to make the play there and sacrificing his body. He had his helmet ripped off there.
It is going to bring up first and goal now for Beth Center. And about the 5-yard line is going to spot it. 2:54 remaining in the first quarter. Beth Center trying to drive and tie the game up.
Just a statement, just right back and forth there. See first and goal.
First and goal.
And Anthony Welsh was back out on the field. I could see him in the huddle. We're going to see. That looks like Stay in at quarterback. He's going to hand it off to Nico Brown. We'll wait for the call.
And it looks like he's over
And
the
it
goal
is a
line.
touchdown for Beth Center, waiting for the official's call before he got in. So Beth Center 1 point away from tying this. We'll see if they go for 1 or maybe try and go for 2 and reclaim the lead.
Power football. Nico Brown right up the gut here and just gets another yardage. Look at that hole that his line provides. Wins the line of scrimmage battle right there on the play, and Brown just gets in there. Beth Center, they took a punch. They just threw a right hook right back at the Commodores.
So 7-6 is the score with 2:45 remaining in the first quarter. Looks like we're going to see just an attempt for an extra point. No 2-point conversions. We're going to have a Beth Center player run off the field as they had 12 players on the field, it looks like. And there's going to be a flag because too many men on the field for offense, so this is going to back it up.
Not good, but the thing is, the good thing is for Beth Center, John Berdar definitely has the leg, even with the 5-yard backup as well. In that Greensburg Central Catholic game, we even saw Berdar hit one from about midfield. He got a little boost from the penalty back in that game. He hit it right through the uprights, and it got the crowd going nicely there. So Berdar's definitely going to try to shake this one off here.
And Berdar did, I believe, miss an extra point, though, so you have to be careful. He has such a big leg. Maybe work on your accuracy a little bit, and you'll be the perfect kicker that we've probably seen in the Whitfield in the past few years.
Absolutely.
He's going to wait for the extra point attempt. It is up. And what a booming kick.
Oh.
That might have left Commodore Stadium as it's now tied at 7.
Good.
That football is long gone. So when we come back, we'll see more first quarter action here on CUTV.
Beth Center Bulldogs 7.
Explore new worlds. Read. Visit literacy.gov and let the journey begin.
And we are back here on CUTV, part of an NFHSnetwork.com national broadcast of Tri-County South football in the Whitfield. Beth Center and Frazier tied at 7 after John Berdar kicks the football completely out of the stadium. We will probably not see that ball for the rest of the night. And my worry is when he's kicking into the woods, some woodland creature is going to find that ball and call it a new friend with the leg he's got.
All the thing as I'm worried about is I hope he didn't hit my car parked over there. That would not be very good.
John Berdar, the senior kicker, standing at 6'1", 210. He is a lot bigger than a lot of the players Beth Center even has. So being a kicker and that tall, I'm surprised I don't see him in more of a role as that kick is far into the back of the end zone for a touchback. So going to set
And
up
the
at the
ball goes in the
20-yard
end
line.
zone
Will
for the
Frazier
touchback.
trying to
Commodores
break
will
this
take over first
tie.
down and 10
Frazier's
from their
defense
own
not able to
20-yard
stand
line.
up to the charge of Beth Center the first time, but their offense was moving. Got a couple big fourth down conversions as well.
I mean, that amazing pass play to get the touchdown there. But if you're Frazier, just keep doing what you're doing. You did a nice job on that drive. You mixed it up. You got L.A. Ross involved. You got Nicholas Smolich involved. And more importantly, they are establishing the downfield pass against Beth Center. Beth Center has not been tested like this through the air so far. And that's what Frazier did last season, and that's what they did in the 2012 season. They could pass the ball. That fourth down play, that was also a prayer.
We're going to see 1st and 10 coming up for Frazier. Patterson at quarterback. Gets the snap.
Patterson with the handoff.
It's a handoff.
Zurich tries the right side.
Zurich, he's going on the
That's
right
George
side.
That's Smolich, actually.
Going to be a
Nick
gain
Smolich with the carry on the right side.
of
Picks up a couple.
about 2 yards on the play. So going to bring up 2nd and 8 for Frazier.
I saw Smolich kind of try to spike one of the best. He's got to be taken away there. I mean, it's getting. I mean, these teams downright hate each other, and just so much just bad blood and tension. I mean, you gotta love rivalry games like this. I mean, you could say not quite Ohio State, Michigan. I mean, we're talking 2 different
Smolich
levels
picked up
here,
3 yards on the
but
play.
nonetheless
Brings
a great
up 2nd down
rivalry.
and
Just
7.
gotta watch it there. Just cool. Keep it cool and do what you're doing. You're having a nice game so far.
Yeah, with the colors of these teams, red and black, UGA, navy and gold, Georgia Tech.
Sure,
This is
yeah.
some clean old-fashioned hate going on the field
Perfect.
right now.
That's absolutely.
Trying to claim the Tri-County South Championship for the most part. Whoever wins this game,
And the handoff goes
it's going to be a
Ross
handoff
on the
to
end
L.A.
around.
Ross.
He
He's
hurdles
going.
a man
He
before
has
he's
a new
brought
set of
down
downs.
hard by number
Bring
33.
Look at this.
Brought
More
down
extra
at
cricket.
the
Look at this.
31.
Anthony
Look
Wells,
absolutely
and flag comes
ridiculous.
flying in.
Oh, man, this
Oh,
one
my
is going on
goodness.
for a while. There's a lot of flags in there.
Oh,
The refs are just
wow.
trying to force out the flags at this point. There is a big
Oh my goodness.
goodness. I've never seen anything like this, Matt. This is
You're right. This is Georgia Tech right now. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It all started with that big hit by Welsh, and I'll tell you what. This is just the refs just got to do a good job here, keeping everybody under control here.
This is a very intense rivalry. We've mentioned it before. We're going to keep harking on it as the game goes on. We'll see what all comes down after this play. L.A. Ross did have enough for a first down on the play. As we can see the Beth Center fans cheering, the Frazier fans booing a little bit, so we're going to see after the replay right here. We're going to look at the play. It was a handoff to L.A. Ross going on the end around, and Ross did hurdle a defender here.
But watch Welsh. Boom. Right there, and that's what started it. Welsh gets shoved back right there, and then it's just the melee breaks out.
And the big hit by Welsh. It was a clean hit. There was nothing
Yeah.
wrong with the hit.
Good hit,
L.A.
yes.
Ross just came over the other defender for Beth Center, and he got smacked down. He did have enough for a first down. We'll see if that stands. They have not moved the yard marker yet, so currently it is still 2nd down at the moment. We'll see in just a second. The refs are all huddling right here. We're going to see what comes down from the sets of penalties that we have just seen from both of these teams. I have to imagine there's probably there's a penalty on both squads in this instance. But like you mentioned,
something you got to watch out for too is one of your best players might be injected on this play. You just got to watch out what the refs do. They might not eject anybody. We'll see what the call is there, but you have to watch there because there were some big name players in that scrum.
Yeah, Anthony Welsh, you mentioned before, he started it all with that big hit. It was a clean hit, though. There was nothing wrong with the hit that he gave. Just a big hit that he laid out on L.A. Ross, the running back for Frazier. And then number 75 for Frazier came in and tried to really bring Welsh off of L.A. Ross. I'm looking up for number 75 as that is Joseph Horvath, a junior offensive lineman. So we're still waiting to see what all comes to this. We're about to get clarification from the official, I think, is just going to meet with the Frazier head coach at the moment just to try and deliberate what is going to happen. We'll probably have an official go and meet with Beth Center's coaches in a moment. The coach for Frazier is Mike Stieber, and the coach for Beth Center is Ed Woods. And a note for Ed Woods, he actually garnered his 100th career victory this year. So congratulations to Coach Woods. He's been here for, I think, about 16 years. And that's a very long time to be at one school and have so much success that Ed Woods has had.
Yeah, and Ed Woods actually got that. He got his 99th win at the game we did. The next week when he got his 100th win. Ed Woods has been there. He's done a nice job with this program there. And I saw Coach Woods out there trying to get his players. He knows how to calm his players down and, just try to shake what all just happened off there. Just get back to playing football. And there's good, discussion right here with both officiate. Both coaches know that you can't afford to have something like that and lose some of your best players there. I've never seen a full-out brawl in a high school football game before. I've never attended one, so that was interesting. That was interesting to see.
And it looks like you could see some of the Beth Center players on the opposite sideline taking their helmets off and talking. And right in front of us, we're not going to speculate anything at the moment, but number 75 for Frazier, who did lay the hit on Anthony Welch, he has taken his jersey and his helmet off, so we're going to see in a moment. It looks like he has been ejected from this game, but we will get clarification in just a moment. We will not speculate on anything at the moment.
Yeah, that's just that was unbelievable. I still can't wrap my head around it there, but it'd be interesting to see how both teams respond to this. It's gonna dictate the rest of the game right here. Who can come out of the fire that was that mess? It's gonna go a long way. If Frazier is stopped, it's all gonna be all Beth Center. If Frazier can get something rolling here, it's gonna be a battle.
And we have a minute and a half remaining in the first quarter, and number 75 for Frazier, we mentioned before, looked to have been ejected in this game. I can see he's being consoled by a fellow Frazier player, number 76, who is a senior offensive lineman, Cordell Aldrich.
So we have a flag on the
about
play.
to get the call. Personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct against Frazier. So 2 against Frazier, 3 on Frazier.
1 against Beth Center.
Fouls against each team.
2 against Beth Center. And looks like they've tossed two each team has had a player ejected. 75 for Frazier looks like he was the player to be ejected, but I'm interested to see who for Beth Center got ejected.
It looks like from our vantage point, number 60 for Beth Center was taking off his helmet and a little disgusted by what happened on the field. And clearly both coaches have to be as well. We're going to see if we can get clarification as to who was ejected from the game in just a moment. The PA announcer is right behind us, so we kind of been relying on him for the game so far. As we see both coaches right there, coach for Frazier, Mike Stieber, he is meeting with his team. Beth Center, their defense is out on the field. We're going to see what this brings up now. It still says 2nd and 7 from the 23-yard line, a minute and a half remaining in the first quarter. But with the penalties, actually, was there 2 or 3 on Beth Center, Matt?
I believe each got 3.
Okay, so most likely that would offset in this instance. But we'll get clarification in just a moment as we're still waiting for the officials to set everything up the way that it's meant to be. And we will get back to action as soon as we can, ladies and gentlemen, as we'll see what unravels from everything that has occurred in this game.
No, Smolich is walking off the field too, so that would be an offensive point. It would be 54. It's like 75 and 8 for Beth Center, and right there for Beth Center, 60 and 54 for Beth Center. That's Dakota Vilkos and Daniel Smith. Zach, that is their 2 best linemen walking off the field right there, the ones that were controlling the line of scrimmage so far. So that's going to play a huge role in there. But when you think about it, for those kids, both Vilkos and Smith, they're seniors. This was their last Beth Center Frazier game. So much emotion plowed into this game, and I mean, my goodness.
And the ejections for Frazier, we have gotten clarification. Joseph Horvath of Frazier and number 54, Timothy Broadwater, both junior offensive linemen. So they probably may not have started this matchup last year, but they understand what this rivalry means to both of these teams. And we have not gotten clarification if number 8 for Frazier, Nicholas Smolich, was ejected or not. We cannot see him on the field, but as you mentioned before, he was walking away on the sideline, so we'll keep a monitor on that and check back with his progress if he's back in the game or not, as the officials are still meeting here, as it is going to be 2nd and 7 again, because each team had 3 penalties. They offset. And so we have gotten clarification. Number 8 Nicholas Smolich was ejected for Frazier. So 3 players ejected for Frazier, 2 for Beth Center. And a note, Anthony Welsh, who delivered the initial hit on L.A. Ross. He is still in the game. I can see him right now in clear vantage point. So he did not get any judgment placed upon him. It was a clean hit from what we saw. I think it's just Frazier was defending their player. Beth Center was defending their player. It was just a, I'm not going to let my guy get pushed around kind of thing. And that's good to see from each team, but maybe just went a little bit too far. But we're back to action now. 2nd and 7. A minute and a half remaining in the first quarter. So we've probably been on tape for maybe 30, 40 minutes, and we've not gotten on to the first quarter yet. This has been an exciting and thrilling matchup.
Exactly what we expected, yes. And Nick Smolich there, he's a senior. So the only player that was not ejected there, that was not a senior, was 54 for Frazier, Timothy Broadwater there. So, and with Smolich, there's one of your big offensive weapons that really had his way with that Beth Center defense early there. Now we can see what Frazier do. Listen to this crowd, Zach. They're ready to go. The players are ready to go. We're ready to go.
The Frazier fans are cheering their offense on. Patterson, he pitches it back to L.A. Ross. He finds a hole up the middle. He's going to the outside. He's running right at us. He's going to the outside. He's still running. 40, 30. He's going to the outside, taken out of bounds around the 20-yard line. So L.A. Ross with the big run the play before the skirmish happened. Comes back again. 1st and 10 coming up for Frazier.
You don't think L.A. Ross was angry after that? He just showed it right there and just took his frustrations out on juking out the entire Beth Center defense. Look at that speed, picking up for everything that goes down. He almost breaks it there. Credit Beth Center again there. That was Timothy Strauss getting him down there. 51 yards for L.A. Ross, and Frazier just bounces right back, and they are right now in good field position.
51-yard run, like you said, for L.A. Ross, one of the better running backs in all the Whippeal. We've not been able to see him yet this year. A fake pitch to Ross. Patterson's going back to throw into the end zone. Well out of bounds, though, so it's going to be 2nd down coming up with a minute remaining.
Patterson just threw that one away there. He had Zurich open. He was jockeying around with the Beth Center defender, looked like Jason Stay. So they had the right idea there, using that corner of the end zone there, but they really can get the, I'm really impressed with Hunter Patterson's arm in this game.
You know, Frazier last year, they were a big throwing team, and they've kind of changed it up. We came into this game expecting Frazier to still be the throwing offense that we saw from last year, but they've been able to run. And with L.A. Ross at tailback, they have one of the better ones in all the Tri-County South, if not single A. As they hand it off to Ross. He's going to the outside. He's back to the outside. Still some room taken out about the 4-yard line. It rolls out of bounds after he loses control of the ball. It's still going to be Frazier ball.
And L.A. Ross has come to play tonight. Look at that speed and burst. Rolls right by the Beth Center line right there. Turns the corner, nearly gets it there. So Frazier's got 1st and goal right now. And we'll see if they can get that ever so much needed response touchdown.
1st and goal. Frazier, their offense has not missed a beat on this drive, even with the lengthy delay that we had from the skirmish on the field.
1st and goal from the 5.
Just under 40 seconds remaining now. Patterson in the shotgun, fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it himself. He's going up the middle, in for the score. 6 points for Frazier. We're going to see, do they go for the extra point or do they try for 2 again? It's 13-7 Frazier right now.
I think they just go for the extra point here, but Patterson right up the gut, and look where he ran. Right up the middle, and guess who normally occupies that spot? Dakota Vilkos, Daniel Smith. They're not there. Frazier did exactly what they needed to do there, and Frazier, they're not letting what all happened get right in their way there is scoring, and they got a lot of talent on this team.
Yeah, for losing 3 players, they certainly did not show it on that drive. It's going to have Frazier attempt the extra point. It's up. It is good. The ball goes into the woods. So we will come back. It's 14-7 Frazier. Beth Center going to try and even up the score again on CUTV.
For almost 30 years, CUTV has been the campus and community home for local news, sports, and entertainment. Broadcast in 100,000 homes in southwestern Pennsylvania, CUTV provides complete coverage of Vulcan sports as well as high school football coverage. Broadcast weekly live, CUTV News Center provides coverage of local and campus events, weekend weather, sports highlights, and feature stories. For more information on CUTV, check us out on the web, friend us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
CUTV. California University Television.
And we are back here at Commodore Stadium. Frazier has taken a 14-7 lead. We have 23 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Beth Center about to go back on the offensive after about a 10 to 13 minute delay because of a brawl and some ejections between Frazier and Beth Center.
And for anybody watching on the NFHS network, you picked the right game to watch.
This kick going to number 3, Jason Stay. He fumbles it though, has to run after it. He's gonna field in the end zone. Come out a few yards, still going.
He is going to be stopped inside the 5-yard line.
Going to be stopped inside the 5 though. Oh, what a costly fumble right there. Jason Stay looked like he's trying to field it behind him and then start running. Oh boy, Beth Center pinned back very deep right now.
That was not what they needed there. Stay lost the ball right there, and he had to pick that up. If that would have went just over his head, he could have just let it go in for a touchback, but he touched it. Beth Center is backed up right now. This is a chance for Frazier to take full control of this game. You got the crowd fired up. Your team's fired up. So much great emotion on the sideline. It's time to take advantage. But Beth Center, you know they can run right down the field on them.
The 1st and 10 from the 3-yard line. 13 seconds remaining in the first quarter. This is probably the last play of the first quarter. It's a keeper for the quarterback, Kunko.
That's a run around the right side.
He's still going. He was never down. Gets to about the 9-yard line, or excuse me, the 14-yard line, it looks like. So a gain of 11. That's actually Anthony Welsh. It's going to be good enough for a new set of downs, but that's most likely our last play of the first quarter.
But Anthony Welsh, great run there, keeping his feet in balance there. He's one tough kid.
As the clock will start after the new set of downs. And it's going to stop right there. That's the end of the first quarter. Frazier has a 14-7 lead, but Beth Center, their running offense, coming back on the field, try and even it up here on CUTV's High School Football Game of the Week.
Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the CalU student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI Farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association.
We are back at CUTV's High School Football Game of the Week, a presentation of the NFHSnetwork.com as well. Don't miss any of the action and tune in on the NFHS Network to watch a replay of tonight's coverage at NFHSnetwork.com. And you are definitely going to want to watch this one again, the way it's playing out so far, 14-7.
Oh my goodness, yes. See our good friends there. Millions of athletes, thousands of games, one destination, the NFHS Network. We are high school. We are high school football, NFHSnetwork.com. I know I got a couple of my friends back home watching the game. Thank you. And some people in the Fredericktown area, Pam Delverne actually tweeted at me ahead of the Mac Lab at CalU, and it's telling me that there's a lot of people watching right now, so we appreciate all the support we get. And you can see this game aired on CUTV on Sunday at 8:30.
And another game that is being broadcasted not by us, but by Root Sports Pittsburgh. The first time these two teams have been playing since 1915. I'm talking about Clairton and Jeannette. With 11 minutes to go in the first quarter, Jeannette is out to a 6-0 lead over the Clairton Bears. We thought that would be a big offensive matchup, and it looks like it's going to be with the way Clairton's offense plays. It's going to come down to who can make that final stop.
Jeannette, first team to score on Clairton first.
Springdale was the first team to score on Clairton all year, so we're back to action here. It's going to be a handoff up the middle.
Anthony Welsh on the carry.
Anthony Welsh on the carry. Looks like there's a late hit on the play as well, but no call. Looks like it's a gain of about 9 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Beth Center just riding their best back here. Anthony Welsh, tough
And
running
about 8
up
for
the
Welsh.
middle there.
Brings up second
Just
down and 2.
nothing fancy about it, just straight, tough running.
And it's 2nd down and 2, I beg your pardon. So 2nd and 2 coming up for Beth Center. Kunko in at quarterback under center. It's a handoff.
Is up the middle once again. That's number 22,
And
Johnny
it's enough
Sovereign.
for a new set of
He's brought down
downs.
by Hunter
Johnny
Patterson.
Sovereign brought down by Hunter Patterson, the quarterback who also plays on defense for the Commodores. So 1st and 10 coming up for the Bulldogs.
Johnny Sovereign getting his first
First
carry
down
there.
Bulldogs.
Just one of those many weapons in Ed Woods' arsenal. Sovereign is a senior, so one of the senior leaders. He complements well that one of those speed outside backs.
Just over 11:05 remaining. 1st and 10 for Beth Center. It's another
Handoff goes up the middle once again.
Up the middle
This time the stop was made
to
by Lucas Klorzik.
about the 29-yard line, so a gain of
That's
2
number
on the
22.
play. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Johnny Sovereign on
Just
the carry
trying, I
once
think
again.
Beth Center's just trying to make a
Pick up a
statement,
3.
trying to take back
Second
that
down
line
and
of
7.
scrimmage that Frazier completely trampled him over on that last one there. But they're using different backs here, and they're just trying to confuse Frazier. It's what they do with most of their teams that they face.
And again, like Frazier, they are a running team most of the time, but they don't run the no huddle to try and tire out the other defense. And I think that's because a lot of these players play on defense too. They don't want to tire themselves out. So we have 2nd
The
down.
direct snap goes to Anthony Welsh.
Anthony Welsh with the direct snap. He's running.
He runs in and he's still
He's
going.
still
Keeps the legs
going.
moving.
Got enough for a new set of downs. A couple of
Whoa,
yards
whoa,
past the
whoa,
sticks.
whoa, whoa.
There's a late hit there. I cannot see a penalty flag. Actually, there is a penalty flag down on the field. I can see a little bit of yellow laundry hanging up off the grass. So we're going to see what the penalty is. We saw a Frazier player kind of tumble out of the pile. We're going to see what the penalty is going to be.
Just more stuff there. It will be on Beth Center there. It looked like I called a block in the
Flag on
back
the
there.
play, a block in the back.
Not a
against Beth
personal
Center.
foul. So Beth Center gets that penalty. But honestly, I could not really see what happened there with in regards to 14 for Frazier there. Maybe just tripped on something. We'll see the run here. Anthony Welsh, you need 2 arms body to tackle this kid. Breaks 1 tackle right there. Drags another guy, still going. Almost looked like he was going to fall down. But, I mean, that kid has a heck of a balance on there. And it looked like 14 got just thrown out of the pile there.
And we're going to see where the penalty yardage is going to leave
That'll make it
Beth
2nd
Center.
down and 11.
It's going to be
Bulldogs.
2nd and 11. Clock is running 10:05 to go here in the first half. 2nd and 11, so basically a 3-yard loss because it was a spot foul. So 2nd and 11 coming up for Beth Center. It's a screen pass.
And the pass is
Met
complete to
immediately
Anthony
by the
Welsh,
Frazier
Hunter
defender,
Patterson.
Anthony Welsh,
Stopped him
taken down
immediately
by
in the
Hunter
backfield.
Patterson.
Hunter Patterson, the quarterback, he plays a pretty good defensive game too. One of those two-way players that Frazier and Beth Center, their single-A teams we mentioned earlier, they do good open field tackle. He read it perfectly there. Frazier looking to bear down on those screens that Beth Center tries to go there.
There's about a loss of 2 on the play. Actually, loss of 3. They're going to call it, so 3rd and 14.
That's a loss of 3 yards
on the
tackle by
play.
Patterson makes it 3rd down
9:20
and 14.
to go and running here in the first half. Beth Center faced with a 3rd and long, trying to even the score here on this drive. Under center. Kunko going to throw. He's going downfield. We have not seen this yet. He throws it
And stays pass
out
will
of
fly
bounds. That is Jason
incomplete.
Stay, actually, instead of Kunko. Hard to tell the numbers from where we're at and on our camera angles because of how high our cameras are. So that play is incomplete. Going to bring up 4th
That was
down.
actually Trent Kunko on the pass for
And
the Bulldogs.
Kunko
Pass
was the
fell
one on the pass
incomplete,
there. A
brings up
little
4th down and long.
miscommunication there by the PA announcer. But Frazier, the defense, they use that penalty, and they finally stop Beth Center here. And it looks like we'll see Beth Center try to punt the ball there. They'd be really backed up, and it'd still be a 4th and long. So you can only imagine we'd see the punting unit for the Bulldogs for first time
John
tonight.
Burdar
But what a great
back to
stop
punt.
by this Frazier defense.
John Burdar is out there to punt. His first time punting today. Probably one of the
Back
first
to
times he's
receive,
had to
Hunter
punt
Patterson and
all
Damon
year.
Lovis.
Burdar gets the kick away. It's a high booming kick, but not very far. Patterson gets it after it hits his chest. Trying to run, taken almost out of bounds. He is not out of bounds just yet. Met by a swarm of Best Center defenders about the 40-yard line, and a late
comes
flag
flying
on the
in at
play.
the end of the play.
We're going to see what the penalty is going to be. This one might be against Beth Center for a late hit after Patterson was basically out of bounds. We'll have to check in a moment with the official.
And that was like right in front of us, Zach. There heard some very colorful language coming from the side there. Just a lot of emotion there. But we'll see what the penalty on there. It's a little nifty moves there by Hunter Patterson. He's a lot of speed under him. We saw a mobile quarterback in Steve Mayernick last week, and Hunter Patterson doing a nice job there.
And you could hear the pads and the helmet hitting. I've never been that close to a football hit before in my life.
It's a personal foul
against Beth Center. It's a late hit,
15-yard
like
penalty
we kind of presumed earlier in the play. So first down with the yardage is going to be added to the end of the run. So Frazier going to have premium field position about their own 40-yard line is where they're going to start this next drive with a chance to go up 21-7 if they're able to get into the end zone with just under 9 minutes remaining. 8:49 to go here in the first half.
We'll see if they go right back to their back. L.A. Ross, Beth Center has had no answer for this shifty back.
And Frazier's actually moving down the field into Beth Center territory. So
after the penalty,
they're going to be on the 45 of
line.
Beth Center instead of their own 40. So even better field position for the Commodores. Patterson pitches it to L.A. Ross.
Patterson pitches it to L.A.
See the
Ross.
running back
He goes
again.
to the left side, turns the corner.
Has
Will be
enough
close to the
for a
first
first
down as he's
down.
pushed
It
out of
looks like
bounds.
maybe just a yard short. I think they're going to call him a yard short, so they're going to bring up 2nd and 1.
And L.A. Ross, they keep using him going to the outside there. Well, they can use the speed and conquer there for Ross. Just nobody. Look at that great blocking by Frazier. Gets that pathway for him to get that first down there. And they are really all the way in just one play. They are deep in Beth Center territory. Gain of 9, 2nd and 1.
We have 8:40 remaining in the first half. Patterson with the snap. He's going to throw. It's a screen pass to number 10. That's Ethan Weiser. He's running down the field some more.
And he is going to be
And finally taking down the 20-yard line. A gain of about 15 yards on the play.
And just to open it up there. Now you're taking a little page out of Beth Center's playbook there with the little screen pass to the sideline, moving up there. And we've seen Ethan Weiser as his first catch. The senior wide receiver makes a nice cut there. Good block on the outside there, moving them forward there for the Commodores, and they're just moving right down the field.
And Beth Center's defense, they've really not been able to stand up to the challenge of Frazier just yet. You'll see Patterson leading his team out of the huddle. And that play is going to be blown dead. It's a timeout by Frazier, so I believe that is their first of the first half.
Timeout of the half,
7:48 remaining in the first half. And Matt, while we are looking at the field, I believe there may have been a little ruckus in the stands as well.
I mean, they stuck the two fan bases right next to each other there, but I just saw a lot of fists in the air over there. But nonetheless, we're going to go right to the Tri-County South Saints. Both of these teams have defeated Mapletown already. We see Jeff Morgan right there as well. Frazier already has the advantage over Jeff Morgan. Beth Center plays Jeff Morgan later. But basically, as long as none of these teams slip up, this is a de facto Tri-County South. We said that on High School Roundup. We've been saying it all tonight. It's basically winner take all tonight, and you have the clear path to the championship. Even if they do lose one game, they still get the number 1 seed because they have the win over this said team.
And you mentioned High School Roundup. We do a weekly pick'em, and all of us, but I believe one on our crew, picked Beth Center to win this game. I'm starting to maybe rethink that a little bit. The way that Frazier is playing, their offense is just dominating on the ground and through the air right now. And Beth Center's not been able to get anything going on the ground, where their offense is born and dies with their ground game. And, you know, some of the losses that both of these teams have had, it seems right now they've affected Beth Center more.
Well, L.A. Ross has been the showstopper tonight for the Commodores. We didn't expect. We knew how good this kid was, but I mean, he's completely stolen the show so far in this first half.
First and 10, Commodores.
First and 10 for Commodores. Patterson in a modified pistol look with 2 backs on the sidecars. It's going to be a fake handoff. Patterson going back to pass. He throws it. almost
Patterson's
intercepted,
pass
but
is
it's
gonna fall
tipped incomplete. So 2nd and 10 coming up. Luckily, that one was not intercepted. Beth Center would have had the turnover, the first of the day.
And Patterson,
Number 3, Jason
lucky
Stay.
that wasn't picked off there by Jason Stay. Looked like Anthony Welsh was on coverage too. 2 Best Center players going up
And
for
Nick
the
Pryor,
ball.
number 23.
But Best Center definitely needed a play like that to stop the Frazier offense in their tracks. They were probably one of the more balanced offenses we've seen so far, as you mentioned earlier. But Best Center, they just need to just keep rolling here. You know, they fell 2 scores down last year,
Second
but
down
they
and
rallied.
10, Commodore
But they
ball.
got to start right here by stopping them.
2nd and 10 coming up for the Commodores. Patterson in the pistol. He's going to hand it off.
L.A. Ross takes the
L.A.
handoff up
Ross
the middle.
gains maybe 2 or 3 yards on the play. Going to bring up 3rd down. We'll get the yardage in just a moment.
It's going to be a big 3rd down right here, probably the biggest 3rd down of the game so far. Be interesting to see what Frazier does. Maybe you try to get L.A. Ross and the open field again. And Frazier is just trying to make maybe a little exotic trick play and try to fool this Best Center defense. They're starting to anchoring down to see.
Just over 7 minutes remaining in the first half. Frazier going to throw. That one just
Patterson's
ahead of the
pass intended for
receiver.
Number
Number
23.
23,
Tim Carson falls
Tim
incomplete.
Carson was the intended receiver. It is falling incomplete. So we're going to see 4th down come up. See, what does Frazier do? Do they go for it, or do they go for a field goal? We have 7 minutes exactly remaining in the first half.
I think you go for it. You can really make a huge statement here if you get this 4th down. On that last play, right idea, but Patterson, he's got to believe he wants that one back because he had Carson open just a little too wide for him.
It looks like we are going to see Frazier go for it on 4th
From the
down.
20-yard line.
Patterson in the pistol formation. He has L.A. Ross right behind him in a single back. Patterson going to throw, but he's under some pressure. He throws it, and it's incomplete. So a 4th down stand
Patterson's pass
for
falls
Beth Center.
incomplete.
Beth Center going to take over on offense now. A big stop that Beth Center needed. It's the
Yes.
first
Center
time
for
they've
number
stopped
6,
Frazier all
Nate
night.
Zurich.
Great stop there by Best Center. This is the type of Best Center defense we've seen all season out of them. Their backs are against the wall, and they push their way out. Now we can see
Best
maybe
Center will take over
open
first
the
down and
offense
10
back up there,
from the
move back
20-yard
down the
line.
field, and try to tie this game up. But they did the first part of it.
We have 6:54 remaining in the first half now. Beth Center, if they're able to run the ball efficiently and not gain a big chunk of yardage, this could be the final drive of the first half. And Frazier did get the opening kickoff. So Beth Center, if they can score here, run out enough time, they would get the ball to start the second half, score again, and maybe give yourself a lead.
It's absolutely huge. And with that running game they have, they absolutely can do it.
It's a direct snap, looks like to Anthony Welsh. He's going to the outside. That's actually number 25, Nico Brown. He gets to the 35. It's good enough for a new set of downs. 1st and 10 coming up again.
Best Center just throws all these different backs at you. It's hard to tell which one's with. We've seen Stay in the Wildcat, we've seen Welsh in the Wildcat, and now we see Nico Brown in the Wildcat. The collective three, with all this speed they've been doing, gives Best Center the opportunity to run these exotic Wildcat packages and get it to the outside, try to bounce to the outside there.
And it kind of reminds us of the Cal U running back tandem that the Vulcans have. You have
1st and
Terrell
10 from the
Roberson, Nick
35.
Grissom, Derek Fiore, a trifecta of really good running backs that you're able to use. Beth Center is doing the exact same thing. Kunko under center.
Handoff
He
goes
hands
up
it
the
off.
middle, Anthony
Now that's
Welsh.
Anthony Welsh. He's up the middle. He's still going. He has one defender to beat. That's Patterson. He shakes him off. He's going to the end zone. He's in for the
Welsh is
score.
gonna go, but there
Beth
is a
Center
flag on the play.
almost ties it up, but there's a flag on the play. We're going to see what happens here.
And it's
The
right in
official-
front of us.
It's a block in the back
Illegal
against
block in
Beth
the back
Center.
Against Beth Center.
So this one's coming
gonna be a
back. The
10-yard
touchdown
penalty
won't
for the
count,
spot
but what a
of the
run there
foul.
by Anthony Welsh.
Oh my goodness, that was that juke there at the end. Welsh, look at this speed up the middle here. Let's break this down. It's a shame it's not going to be a touchdown for Beth Center because this is one of the best runs we've seen all season, any of the games we've done. Anthony Welsh breaks tackle right there, and look at his speed. Right up the middle, gets a block right there, and just juke move. Puts out Hunter Patterson, puts him on the ground, and he gets to the end zone there. Nice effort there by Carson trying to wrap him up there. But Beth Center gets that touchdown called back. I'd really like to see what the penalties yardage is going to be for both of these teams. It's going to be interesting.
We're going to see the ball moving down the field, so we'll see where the spot's going to be at 5:21, I believe, remaining in the first half. It's either a 5 or a 6. I cannot tell from our vantage point. It's going to be second down,
makes it first
or
down
excuse me,
and
first
two
down
for the
and
Beth Center
2.
Bulldogs.
But the officials are both saying second down, so it's second down and 2 actually. So it is second down after that play. Now another handoff. It's a draw
That's
up the
number
middle.
25, Nico
Looks
Brown
like there
on the
is
carry
enough
for the
for a
Bulldogs.
new set of downs though. First
Stopped on
and
the
10
play
coming
by
up.
Mike Fartini.
Nico Brown stopped by Mike Fartini.
And just getting the yards they needed right there. Nico
Pick up
Brown,
3 yards,
nice
gives
run.
Beth Center the first down.
Maybe they go back to Welsh here to try to get that home run play there. But I'm really impressed of how that capability that Welsh is trying to compose here.
We have 6:06 in running remaining in the first half. First and 10 for the Bulldogs. Kunko under center. It's a
And the pitch
pitch.
goes to number
That's
25,
Nico Brown. He has some
He gets
running
on the
room.
right side. He's
Gain
gonna
of
pick up
about
5 or 6.
6 on the
Before
play.
being
It's going
brought
up
down by
second
number
and
23,
4
Hayden Carson.
right at midfield.
And really getting the carries to Brown here on the right side, trying to bounce him out there, but Frazier starting to bear down and starting to figure out that open side there that Beth Center's been running on so far there. But Beth Center, as that's kind of collapsing there, saw Welsh on that one run there, Brown again. They're starting to get that push up the middle, and it's going to try to control that line of scrimmage we've been mentioning all
From
night.
the 49-yard line.
So they're going to call it second and 5 from the 49-yard line. Kunko, a draw play.
Once again up the middle.
Anthony Welsh looks like on the carry. He's going to be about a yard or 2 short. They're going to call it
Tyler
third
Durbin on
and
the stop for the
1.
Commodores.
Siege Beth Center, I think they're just going to
That
go
was
with their
33,
bread and butter
Anthony
they've
Welsh
had
on the
all
carry
game here
for
on this
Beth
third
Center.
down. Third and short, you just got under 5 minutes left there. Like you said, they're moving along here nice and steady. Nothing too fancy, nothing too get a big hit there, even though Welsh almost took it back there at the penalty. But they're doing a good job taking their time.
We have 4:38 in running remaining in the first half. Third and 1. Kunko under center. Hands it off. It's enough for a first down and plenty of more. Anthony Welsh, good enough for a first down. Stops the clock momentarily. First and 10 coming up.
With another tackle, but that's good enough for the
And
Beth
exactly
Center
what I
first
said
down.
there, Anthony Welsh right up the middle there. Good burst. Almost broke that one there. But now Beth Center takes a look in Frazier territory for the first time since the first quarter.
We have 4:24 in running remaining in the first half. First and 10 coming up for the Bulldogs. And we're going to stoppage here. Timeout by Beth Center. That is their second of the first half with 4:16 remaining in the first half.
Beth Center looking to regroup everything and coming down. They're doing a nice job pounding the ball. They've already taken about almost 2 minutes off the clock. They're just taking their time. But you see how they can do it here. But you are watching CUTV's coverage of high school football on the NFHS Network. Go to NFHSnetwork.com to watch live coverage, game replays, and highlights of all the action. We're going to take a look at Beth Center's schedule here. Big win over Mapletown. That's looking as a good win there. And then the game we did, Greensburg Central Catholic, 29-20. A lot of us thought that Greensburg Central would win that game, but Beth Center put a statement to all single A. And then that they renewed the rivalry with California, 47-0. And then that defense there, 7 points given up in the last 3 games. That is unbelievable defense that Beth Center's been playing right now. But they have been getting tested so far a lot by Frazier.
And you had a couple big opponents at the beginning of the year. Mapletown, who's looking a lot better recently. Greensburg Central Catholic, a very tight game until the end. You had a few games there that you probably should win very handily. But coming up next, you have at Frazier, which of course we're watching right now. Then you have Avella and Jeff Morgan at home. Both of those teams going to be fighting for playoff positioning coming up in the next few weeks. And then at Bentworth to finish your season. And Bentworth, not necessarily the easiest of teams to defeat, especially on the road. So Beth Center has a tough road ahead. If they lose this game, you may lose another 1 or 2 coming up on your schedule and end up with 2 or 3 losses in the conference. That could really shake up your playoff position going in.
That is an improved Bentworth team as well. But that Jeff Morgan, that's a big backyard rivalry because anything could happen there.
First and 10 coming up for Beth Center. It's a handoff.
Once again, that is number 3, Jason Stay on the carry.
It's going to be a gain of about 5 on the play, so second and 5 coming up.
Jason Stay in the backfield that time, and we're going to see sub that for Anthony Welsh coming back into the game. So see if Beth Center tries to get Anthony Welsh back involved there. Trent Kunko's doing a nice job commanding his offense and keeping his team together here, moving down the field. And he's only a sophomore, so he's definitely got his best years to come. And he's doing a nice job already.
We have just over 3.5 minutes remaining with about 3:38 now. 2nd and 5 coming up. It's a handoff to number 22. That's going to be
number 22, Johnny
a score for Beth Center. Johnny Sovereign. Beth Center has tied this one up. They did before, but it was called back. This one looks to be no yellow laundry on the field.
And Johnny Sovereign right up the middle there. And we continue to say they use that middle. They use that middle a lot right there. Maybe that's starting to affect where Frazier's lineman that got ejected early in the game there. But Johnny Sovereign, one of his few touchdowns we see out of him. But that's a nice looking run right there. And Beth Center gets the response here. Now here comes the very important extra point.
And you can hear the Beth Center crowd chanting, Johnny, Johnny, Johnny. As we look up number 22, Johnny Sovereign. He is a senior running back, so this is his last time probably playing the Frazier Commodores. He's laying it out all on the line, able to get the touchdown, an extra point away from tying it as John Berdauer coming for the extra point, and I'm anxious to see how far this one goes into the woods. But actually, it's blocked, so Frazier proves us all wrong, keeps the lead. That's a big play right there for Frazier. That could come down to the last moments of the game.
Beth Center had a kick blocked against Greensburg Central Catholic, a field goal. So Frazier busting through that line there, and you got to think the officials like that ball didn't go sailing into the woods.
And we're going to see Frazier come back on the offense with about 3 minutes left in the first half. When we come back to CUTV's Game of the Week.
Didn't get out to the high school football game this past Friday? Don't worry, because CUTV Sports has you covered. Never miss a second of this season's upcoming high school action as CUTV's Game of the Week takes you to the stadium and gives you the best seat in the house. Now in its 29th season of bringing you all of the best local games, CUTV Sports is your local leader in high school football coverage.
And we're back to CUTV's coverage of high school football game of the week between the Frazier Commodores and the Beth Center Bulldogs. Frazier currently has a 14-13 lead. It's not without some injuries. As we were talking during the break, Matt, we have one player in front of us, number 72, who was going through the concussion test, and another player that actually separated his, or dislocated his shoulder and had to get it put back in, and I didn't even know it, and you told me, ugh.
It's definitely not a sight to see, but the thing is, I used to be, anybody who watches these games, I used to be an athletic training major before I switched to communications, but I actually one time popped, I'm not going to name his name, on the California Vulcans football team, popped his shoulder back into place once, so it's definitely it's an interesting thing to do, and you got to have a good stomach for it.
Yeah, I would not be good as an athletic trainer. Let's just leave it at that, as we have 3:21 remaining in the first half. Beth Center about to kick it away. John Berdauer kicks it away. Long kick. Just going to go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. At the 20-yard line is where it's going to be placed, where Frazier will get the ball with just over 3 minutes remaining. That's plenty of time to go and score again. Widen out your lead from just that 1 point.
And John Bernard taking all his frustrations out on that blocked the extra point right there on that kick. But Frazier, they got 3:21 remaining here, and you see that man right there, Ellie Ross, star of the show so far. Maybe you can see him try to bust out here and move the ball downfield, because this is a very balanced Frazier offense, and it's plenty of time to work with. And they still got 2 timeouts as well. That'll be something to look at too.
And remember, Beth Center does get the kickoff to open the second half, so this will play very heavily into momentum. If Frazier is able to get a score, it will at least keep Beth Center at bay for a little bit longer. Because 7 points, Beth Center would then be down by 8. You need a touchdown on 2 points. As you see Patterson. Ooh. He loses the ball. He does get it back, though, so a lucky break there. He's met immediately, almost right at the line.
And that could have been an absolute disaster for Frazier, but Patterson, good awareness, trying to get that ball back there. Looks like he might have gone a couple yards on that one run as well.
He actually ended up losing a yard based on where the yard markers are placed right now. So 2nd and 11 coming up. The clock is going to start running again. Patterson very lucky he didn't lose that one because Beth Center would have been in premium position to go in and score again.
And Frazier started turning the ball over last season as well in this game, and that's how Beth Center took advantage.
2nd and 11 coming up for the Commodores.
And that's L.A. Ross on the handoff. He's going to make a man miss.
Make a man miss, but he gets to the 26-yard line, so a gain of about 7 on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and 4 for the Commodores. If Beth Center is able to get a stop here, you would probably see Frazier punt the ball away.
About 7 yards.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Frazier punt the ball yet so far here.
4.
But, I mean, Beth Center, they stopped them big on 3rd down here. But L.A. Ross almost trying to break it run here. You got to think Patterson goes for an airstrike here on 3rd down.
And Patterson, after connecting with his first 2 big passes of the game, both on 4th down, one to Caleb Cox, the other one to Ethan Weiser, in the back of the end zone for a touchdown on 4th down. Not been able to really throw the ball effectively, as he's going to keep it here himself. Has some Beth Center defenders there. He's not going to get enough for a 1st down. Going to actually maybe lose a yard on the play. There's going to be a stoppage. We're going to see it's going to be a timeout called by Beth Center. So that is their final timeout of the first half. We have 1:38 remaining. 4th down and 4 coming up.
So this is going to be interesting to see here because Beth Center, not very much of a throwing team. They have to get some runs out of bounds or try to get a screen out of bounds there. Hunter Patterson tried to go to the outside there, tried to break it through. As we're going to take a look at our CUTV Sports YouTube page, we have put all our high school game re-airs, full games and highlights as well, and also the top 3 plays for high school roundup. We have Cal football games on there, Old Cal basketball games from the vaults. It's all on our CUTV Sports page, CUTV Sports 1 on YouTube. Check it out anywhere, anytime. I mean, I post a lot of the links on our social media. We love our social media. We love our interaction as well here, and I can't wait to see this game on the YouTube page. And definitely we'll be posting it often around the social media page because this is shaping up to be a classic, Zach. And, you know, we had a lot happen. It felt like the whole game's already gone by, but we still have another 24 minutes to go, 25 if you add this extra one here.
And I'm going to have a few quick score updates. Currently it's 7-0 Mapletown over Jeff Morgan.
It's close.
7-0 Springdale over Monessen.
Oh.
And the big one that we were looking at before, Clareton is now leading 14-6 over Jeanette. So Clareton, their offense starting to flex their muscle.
And Jeanette might have had the ball in the first possession there, but that's going to be interesting, the game to follow.
So after Beth Center's 3rd timeout, Commodores will come out to punt.
Commodores are going to punt on 4th and 4. High snap. The punt does get away, though, as a high punt. Fielded by Anthony Welsh. He's taken down immediately by the Frazier defender. A good stop right there by number 23.
He was brought down immediately by
Carson really fired up this Frazier bench over here. That's a good open field tackle to wrap Welsh up before he got anything going.
So we're going to see Beth Center come out for probably what is going to be the final drive of the first half. If they're able to keep possession of the ball, there's 1:33 remaining. 14-13 is the score. Beth Center, they had a blocked extra point, which prevented them from tying the game.
And Beth Center, you know, like I said, they can't really pass the ball, but I'll tell you what, Zach, they can hit a home run anytime with any of those backs.
Handoff goes to
Beth
Anthony
Center
Welsh,
going to try and run. Anthony Welsh met at the backfield. Host of Commodores. There's definitely going to be a loss on the play. We're going to see what the down and yardage is going to be in just a moment. It is going to be 2nd down, a loss of about 4 yards on the play.
And Frazier, that's textbook tackling there on Welsh, wrapping him up. You got 3 guys on there, but it's tough to take down a back like Welsh, and they were ready for that run. It looks like they almost knew it was coming.
Loss of 3 on the play brings up 2nd down and 13.
So it's actually going to be 2nd and 13 coming up. Beth Center, they don't have any more timeouts, so they cannot stop the clock. We have under a minute now.
Handoff goes up the middle.
Beth Center going to run, but gets nowhere. Maybe a gain of 2 yards, if that, on the play. So going to bring up 3rd and about 11.
And you got to think, if I'm Frazier, I would take a timeout right here. I would definitely try to use both timeouts here and try to get maybe a final possession here. But it's going to be 3rd and very long here. Still got to stop Beth Center first.
And I think the thought behind that is if you stop him here, then you take your timeout. Maybe you let your kick returner do some work for you. Because Frazier will then still have 1 timeout remaining. Beth Center takes a snap. It's a handoff.
Handoff goes on the end around.
Oh, what a hit right there. That's number 20.
That was Patterson.
Nico Brown.
Yeah, Patterson on the tackle there just completely cut Nico Brown in his tracks. Lewis Kalorchik here Nico Brown threw off Kalorchik, and Patterson came in to knock his feet under here. And it's the halftime, Zach.
And we are at halftime. Frazier, their defense is flexing their muscle right now. Beth Center going to have to try and come back. 14-13 your score. CUTV's High School Football Game of the Week with the NFHS Network.
Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the CalU student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI Farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association.
CUTV News Center brings you the best in local news, weather, entertainment, and sports.
A new building is being constructed, and it is estimated.
We take a look at our local temperatures for this morning. Right around Du Bois, we have 38 degrees.
Swimmer Diana Nyad and former pro hockey player Sean Avery.
With the PSAC preseason poll.
CUTV News Center, live, Thursdays at 5. High School Roundup is your place for local high school coverage. From highlights of the game of the week to all of the scores and standings from around the region, local high school fans will be ready when the lights come on Friday night. High School Roundup only on CUTV. You can relive all of the action from your favorite CUTV program today. From regional championships to high school football, you can take home your favorite CUTV game or event to relive anytime. Just send a return address and DVD information with $16.95 per DVD to 250 University Avenue, care of CUTV. Order today.
And we're back here on CUTV, halftime, score 14-13, Frazier over Beth Center. We now proudly present the Beth Center Marching Band as part of the CUTV's tradition of showing the halftime show.
Next is Vehicle by the Ides of March, featuring our low brass section with a solo by Brian Carnahan. Our third selection for this evening is Come Sail Away, featuring soloist Emily Kaufman. Tonight we end the show with September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Beth Center Bulldog Marching Band is under the direction of Mr. Kenneth Kaufman. Assistant directors are Mr. Jeff Miller and Ms. Elise Oviel. The major head sponsor is Mrs. Debbie Young, and the soap sponsor is Mrs. Maria Kaufman. The Beth Center Marching Band would like to thank you for your attention this evening and hope you've enjoyed the show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the field the pride of Perryopolis, the Frazier Commodore Marching Band, under the direction of Matt Ratsai, with assistant director, the very pregnant Kara Ratsai, majorette instructor, Kristen Condupa, drumline instructor, Dustin Miller, and dance team instructor, Ellie Evans. Head majorettes are Amanda Richards and Emily Marshall. Zouk captains are Haley Grimm, Mia Mahalko, and Blair Shea. And your drum major is Gina Coldren. This year's show is entitled For Those About to Rock, featuring the music of some of the all-time greatest hard rock bands, including Led Zeppelin, ZZ Top, and AC/DC. Ladies and gentlemen, the band! Ladies and gentlemen, the Frazier Commodore Marching Band. As the band leaves the field, we'd like to...
The Multimedia Access Center is an open lab where California University students can work on an assignment, attend a workshop, print a document for class, or take advantage of a variety of services such as large format printing, web development, and graphic design. Located in the renovated Natali Student Center across from the student bookstore, the Mac Lab is also your home for OrgSync support and services. For hours of operation or for more information, stop by the Mac Lab, visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
Save preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car. More music in the door. More music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation. Playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL Power 92.
Watch the best plays. Relive the biggest games. Check out CUTV's most memorable broadcasts as we pull them from the vault, only on CUTV.
Stay connected with CUTV. Subscribe to us on YouTube for new videos. Follow us on Twitter for status
Like us on Facebook for updates, videos, and more. CUTV social media. Get connected, stay connected.
Welcome back. Almost the start of the second half on CUTV's High School Football Game of the Week. It is currently 14-13 Frazier over Beth Center. We are also partnering with the NFHS Network.com national broadcast, so we welcome that audience in as well. For the start of the second half, Matt, we're going to go ahead and look at some of the first half stats. It's been a lot of big offense and timely defensive well for both of these teams.
But here's the reason why Frazier has a 1-point lead right here. Actually out-rushing Beth Center. They're 142-119. Most of that coming off the legs of L.A. Ross. 6150 passing yards. The passing yards mostly for Beth Center came off of screens, and then Frazier holds the advantage. Just the advantage there. But look at this. Here's 9 penalties for Beth Center for 75 yards, 5 for Frazier for 50, and that doesn't include all the mess with the brawl. But then Beth Center 10-9 on first downs. Time of possession about the same, and then score 14-13. A blocked extra point is what makes this game not tied right now.
Yeah, and the stat we don't have there, 3 ejections for Frazier, 2 for Beth Center. So 5 players out of this game, 2 from Beth Center, 3 from Frazier, like I said. We're going to go ahead and look at some of the first half highlights now, and there was a lot of them. There was a lot of big plays, Matt. We'll start right here. Right here, Hunter Patterson.
And Hunter Patterson, look at this. 4th down, fires up a prayer, just trying to come down with it. And look at that, right in the back of the end zone. I'll tell you what, folks, high school roundup, you're going to see this. You might see this play in the top 3 there. That was Ethan Weiser on the catch. You see Beth Center responding there. That was Nico Brown on the touchdown. And then Frazier, they think they'd be out, but they come right back. That Hunter Patterson, I've been really impressed with this Patterson kid. He's been unbelievable through the air and passing. And then here's Johnny Sofrin getting the touchdown that brought the game within 1. And Johnny Sofrin is one of his first touchdowns of this season, so it's been back and forth. We've seen a lot of big plays. We've seen a fight so far. It's been a lot of fireworks. These fans are getting ready to go. And I'll tell you what, Zach, this game's lived up to every bit of hype that we said in this week.
And for our NFHS Network audience, tonight's game is available live and on demand. Call and text your family and friends to enjoy the action now at nfhsnetwork.com. I hope the audience, whoever is joining us, both on CUTV, when you're going to be watching this game, the NFHS Network, you are currently watching this game right now. It has been a thriller so far, and we still have about 24 minutes of game time remaining in this one. Matt, what's the key to both of these teams? Frazier for holding on to the lead, Beth Center for coming away.
Well, for both of these teams, like I said in the first, it goes before that. Don't get involved in any extracurricular. Don't take any penalties that you shouldn't be taking. And both things, Beth Center continue trying to control the line of scrimmage, run up the middle, and Frazier keep that passing game going because they've been really getting a lot of open receivers against this Beth Center defense.
Kickoff is away. Stay, number 3 there to return it for Beth Center. He has a little bit of room to work with. He's going up the middle, upended.
The ball up to about the 30-yard line.
About the 30-yard line. Frazier, their return units have been able to stop the returner all night long so far.
Jason Stay getting the carry there. We see him and Nico Brown. And I just saw a penalty flag just came flying out. So we'll see who that is on. Looks like personal foul on Beth Center. And he's ejected.
That is personal foul.
And we're going to see who that is.
Against Beth Center. That could be another ejection.
Wow, so these officials are not messing around. If they do see anything extracurricular, they're a good job just keeping a level head and just getting these players off the field.
They're pointing to a player. Looks like that's number 32 for Beth Center. We'll get that in just a moment, Matt. Who is number 32?
It was Frank Drucci. Looks like the player that got ejected there. Could not see what happened in that pile there. But Beth Center, they had a decent starting field position, but then taking a penalty like that backs them up, and the Frazier defense, they're going to come out hungry.
And Drucci is just looking at the ref like, what did I do? And Coach Ed Woods is clearly not happy with the decision to eject his junior tight end. We've not called his name up until this point in the game. You have 11:52 remaining in the third quarter. We just got underway in the second half. Beth Center, they are down by 1 point.
But these officials, they're not messing around. Like I said, after that fight, they don't want to have something like that happen again. And if they see anything too foul on their parts, they'll just get them right off the field and just trying to clean this game up here. But that's a big loss. Drucci's he's been a good blocker as well.
It looks like they're actually reversing the decision maybe to eject him because Drucci did not leave the sideline. He is standing there with his coaches and assistant coaches, and we're seeing the refs talk right here, so they may reverse that decision. And so we'll see in a moment the clarification. If the ref comes out and clarifies that for us, Drucci, his fate hangs in the balance of whatever the referees decide here. That would be the third loss for Beth Center on the night, 3 already for Frazier.
The unsportsmanlike conduct call brings a 15-yard penalty with it.
Regardless of what happens to Drucci here, like I was saying, he's the team's starting tight end. He's a great blocker. He's the guy that paves the way for guys like Brown, Welsh, and Sofrin to run up the middle with success and stay as well.
I cannot tell if Drucci is moving along the sideline or not, so we'll have to see later on what the call was, whether to eject him or not. But nonetheless, 1st and 10 for Beth Center. They're going to run the ball. He's still running. Got a lot of running room. Jason Stay gets enough for a new set of downs. A big way to start for Beth Center here in the second half.
And Jason Stay with a lot of speed there. They've kind of been taking the workload off of Anthony Welsh. It's going to be something to see. Maybe they're saving Welsh for the real grit part of the game and that they wear him out early and just keep him to go forward there. But nice job there, Jason Stay, and a good tackle there by Weiser.
And you mentioned Anthony Welsh. He was our Dat Dude of the Week, something we like to call on High School Roundup. He was our Dat Dude of the Week for his performance against Greensburg Central Catholic, not only in the offensive end, but the defensive end as well. He came up big towards the end of the game. 1st and 10 coming up for Beth Center. It's another handoff.
That handoff goes up the middle.
Gain of maybe a yard on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9 coming up for the Bulldogs.
Beth Center trying to go up the middle that time. But Welsh in that Greensburg Central Catholic game, when the score was 22-20, Greensburg Central Catholic was trying to go for 2, and Welsh wrapped up the running back in the backfield before he got to the end zone. So he makes a big impact, but two-way, one of the best two-way players. There's a lot of two-way players on both these teams, and he stated that earlier.
2nd and 9 coming up. Going back to pass. It's a play to Jason Stay. Incomplete after it was tipped. Kunko trying to go to Jason Stay.
And Brett Poling on the great catch there. He's lucky. That was a little lazy pass there. That ball gets deflected in the air. Frazier has a chance to pick that off, but good play over the middle, good awareness, and this is going to big 3rd down here for the Bulldogs.
That was Hunter Patterson almost there with the interception. That would have been a big play for this Frazier Commodore defense, as we're set up for a big 3rd and 9.
8.
So 3rd and long coming up now for the Bulldogs. They need to get this to keep the drive going.
Watch for the screen.
And we're going to see what the play call is going to be, or the penalty is going to be offsides against Frazier. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 4 now for Beth Center. So it makes it just a lot more manageable for the Bulldogs to be able to convert on this 3rd down.
And it makes it a little bit more manageable. Well, tough break there for Frazier. Cannot afford to take penalties like that and make it easier for Beth Center. They already had them backed up in the manageable 3rd and 9, but now Beth Center is the one that can manage this 3rd down to their advantage.
And Beth Center with that running game, picking up 3 yards has been sometimes a struggle, but you've also seen the big plays throughout the night. So you may get a big play here where if you gain, say, 7 yards on this play, you would have come up short the last time, but now it's enough for a 1st down. So that changes the whole dynamic of this drive. 3rd and 3.
3rd down and
3rd and 4 coming up, excuse me. Just under 11 minutes remaining. The snap. It's a pass. That one is behind.
The pass is going to be ruled an incomplete
It's an incomplete pass. It looked like it was a forward pass from our angle.
Kunko throw it out to his receiver.
Trying to find the receiver, but it was incomplete. We're going to see what Beth Center does.
And Beth Center, not sure what they do there, but I could not see who that was for Frazier, but a great job blocking up that screen pass here. We will see John Berdar in the field, so it'll be a punt. What a stop for Frazier. Exactly what they need to do to make a statement here in the 2nd half. But, Zach, I'll tell you what, watch the fake.
You have 10.5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Berdar going to punt. That's a botch snap. Berdar, he's getting out of a tackle.
That's number 1, Jason
But he is
Berdar
tackled
with
in the
football,
backfield.
but he is
Frazier's
going
going
to
to
be
take
hauled
over
down
first
well
and 10.
short of the first
Oh,
down
boy.
marker.
Oh, my.
But looks like there might be a penalty. Or actually, no, there's going to be an injured player for the Commodores. Trying to see how that was. Looks like that's number
Zurich.
6.
Zurich, yes. But I mean, I first thought there, I didn't see the play, but it looked like Berdar was going to go up like a fake indeed there. But that was a bad snap. Could not see what happened there. But Zurich has been a good player here, and this Frazier crowd is absolutely quiet. Hopefully that their good, very talented young man is okay.
And we can see right in front of us, Matt, all the players for Frazier getting down on their knee. It is absolutely quiet. So we're going to try and not be too loud and disturb the medical process that Zurich is undergoing. He looks like he is not moving currently on the field, so we hope that he is all right. He's been a very dynamic player for Frazier. We currently have 10:21 remaining in the third quarter. And Nathaniel Zurich, the tight end, he is a senior tight end. He came up big in the matchup last year. As you see the players on the field getting up off their knees. So hopefully that's a good sign that Zurich is okay and responding. They're calling to get him some water. We see the water boy for Frazier go out there to the field.
And Zurich, I mean, you mentioned him last year, really impressive and very talented young man. And you can't go wrong with what he's done for this Frazier team these past few years. They're going to miss him next season here. I can only hope that he's okay. But you think about that, Zach, how Frazier's going to be set up in grand field position here to take the ball down. I think this is almost a must score. So we'll see.
And Frazier's going to be set up at the 40-yard line of Beth Center territory. 10:21 remaining in the third quarter. Like I said, looks like Zurich is up. He is responsive. Looks like he might be being helped off by the trainers. Now the whole Frazier stands are standing and cheering, knowing that that senior has stood up. He is going off under his own power, keeping his head down though. So we'll have to see. The Frazier bench is right in front of us, so we'll see if we can see anything more. We've already seen a player already get his shoulder put back into place, so who knows what we'll see. Hopefully Zurich is able to come back. He's a very good young tight end. He's a senior, but he's still a young kid to all of us. Hopefully we'll be able to see him make a big input somewhere. Maybe he'll go D1, D2, who knows.
But, you know, that emotion the Frazier players showed right there shows how much they love Zurich. And
So
they know how much he means. He's one of the senior leaders for the team. But this is a big drive here. This is a must score for Frazier.
If Frazier scores here, this is going to be a big differential. L.A. Ross going to the outside handoff.
He turns the corner.
He's going.
Puts his head down, and he is thrown out of bounds at the
Thrown out of
30-yard
bounds.
line.
It's just enough for a new set of downs, it looks like, but we're going to see where they spot him. So he did go out of bounds, so the clock is going to stop momentarily. It looks like they are going to call it second down.
Looked like Welsh got him there, out of bounds there. Yes, pushed him right out of bounds there, almost into the fence. A little scary there. I saw the fence go back there.
Ross
but it's just
picked
so
up 9
tight
yards
on the
carry,
sidelines there. But you just got to watch how hard you hit the players out of bounds.
So it's 2nd and 1 coming up. You have 10:13 remaining in the third quarter. Clock did stop after Ross went out of bounds, so 2nd and 1. Patterson with the fake handoff. Patterson going back to throw. He's going to the end zone. He has a receiver there. Oh, it's incomplete.
Whoa.
Receiver had it right there. Caleb Cox, he made the big 4th down reception, the first of the game right there. He was wide open. And it looks like that's Anthony Welsh was there to break it up at the last moment.
And looks like what he got it there. Look, it's Patterson. What a great pass right there. End zone, and he just dropped it there. And Welsh put him to the ground there. He's got to be kicking himself right there. But maybe they go back to him and see how much confidence they have here. But it's 3rd and short, so probably a run play.
It is going to be a run play. Patterson's going to take it. He does have enough for a first down. He's still going. Goodness gracious. Quarterback carrying everybody on his back.
Yes.
Gets enough for a new set of downs. 1st and 10 coming up.
He literally put the Beth Center team on his back. I mean, how is that? It looks like 3 guys carrying him down there, and then finally tripped up the legs there. That was 53, Robert working his way to the quarterback Patterson there.
And now Frazier
now this is where maybe they open the pass game up and try to get it back to Cox.
You have 9:47 in running remaining in the third quarter. Patterson in the shotgun with the tailback behind him. He's going back to throw. He throws. Back corner of the end zone. He has a man. Incomplete. Hits the receiver again. That's 2 in a row now. Ethan Weiser, who caught the touchdown earlier, where the receiver for the Commodores just dropped the ball after it hit him right in the hands.
That's too tough. Man, that's too tough. He's slapping himself on the helmet, but he goes right to the corner there. They like that corner so far. That's where the one touchdown was caught. But they've been really. But this is not boding well for Beth Center. If they're getting separation on here, that they're really attacking this Beth Center secondary, and they're getting burned. Beth Center is getting burned.
2nd and 10 from the
2nd and 10
line.
coming up now for the Commodores. Beth Center's defense needs to make a stand here. You have to figure this is 4-down territory, so 3 more plays probably in your own zone. If Beth Center is able to stand up, that might give them the momentum they need on offense. Patterson going back to throw again. Now he's going to run it himself. He's going to keep it. He's shaking off a defender. He's going to the 1-yard line, loses the ball.
He's going to be just out of bounds inside the 5.
Out of bounds inside the 5. We'll see where they mark it, but it's going to be 1st and goal coming up for the Commodores. Watch this run.
Wow, Patterson looking like Fran Tarkenton on the run. Shoots the man out of his shoes. Stiff arm right in the face. Oh, what a great run there. Patterson just continues to impress there, and they bring him down there, and he sets it up 1st and goal. Frazier cannot mess around right here.
And lucky that he was called out of bounds because he did fumble the ball, and Beth Center had the clear recovery there, but he was called out, so no fumble on the play. As we have 9:22 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 1st and goal for the Commodores. Trying to increase their lead from 1 point. Patterson going to keep it himself.
Patterson keeps the ball.
He's going to go to the end zone. Oh, and a big hit right there. After he crossed the line, no flag on the play from what we can see right now, but Frazier extends their lead. It is currently 20-13.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Beth Center's lucky they didn't get called for that, because Patterson, easy money here on the stop. He's quick. A little dive right there. Oh, man, that's a punishing hit there. Hunter Patterson, he's got 2 right now, and he's leading this team. And Zach, the scary thing is for the rest of the Tri-County South, Hunter Patterson's a junior, so look out.
Run.
Yeah, Hunter Patterson is going to be a dynamic player next year. Frazier is asserting themselves possibly a favorite this year, but next year as well, saying, yeah, we may not win it this year, but next year, watch out. It's going to be an attempt for 2, but it is stopped by Beth Center, so Frazier only a 6-point lead. They missed the extra point. Looked like they were trying to go for 2, but it was a botched snap, so Frazier has a 20-14 lead here on CUTV's Game of the Week. Or when we come back, Beth Center are going to go back on offense. They only need a touchdown and an extra point to tie it. We'll see if they can do that coming up next on CUTV.
And the Beth Center Bulldogs 13.
The Multimedia Access Center is an open lab where California University students can work on an assignment, attend a workshop, print a document for class, or take advantage of a variety of services such as large format printing, web development, and graphic design. Located in the renovated Natali Student Center across from the student bookstore, the Mac Lab is also your home for OrgSync support and services. For hours of operation or for more information, stop by the Mac Lab, visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
And we're back on CUTV. Frazier extending their lead 20-13. We have a couple score updates for you. Clareton leading Jeanette 38-6 currently. That game is on Root Sports Pit. Another couple score updates. Springdale trying to pull a big upset. They're leading Monessen 14-6 right now in the 3rd quarter. Springdale was the first team to score on Clareton. Clearly, their defense is a little pretty decent as well against a very good Monessen team.
A red-hot Monessen team.
This kickoff fielded by Nico Brown. He fumbles it.
Second time that's happened.
And he's going to be met about the 10-yard line. That's twice, like you said, Matt, that's happened. I believe the first time it was Jason Stay who did it. But luckily, he did not get tackled in the end zone because that would have been a safety, and Frazier would have gotten the ball back as well.
Tell you what, though, the grass is still a little wet from all that rain earlier. So the football is definitely a little slippery, and the other two could not hold it there, but it just sets Beth Center way back there, and it makes it easier for the Frazier defense.
9:09 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
1st and 10, Beth Center Inside their own 10-yard
First and
line.
10 for the Bulldogs coming up. It's going to be a handoff.
Handoff on the play, goes to the left
Gets
side.
to about the 13-yard line, so a gain of 3 on the play. Going to bring up 2nd and 7.
A minimal gain right there. And it's for Beth Center, you know, they got to like that Frazier had a snafu on that extra point there because, you know, they only just needed 7 points and it's a tie game again there. It makes up for that blocked extra point. It's something Frazier cannot do there, but as long as Beth Center is just moving ahead with the pile, just not getting a lot, take your time because they got a lot of time in this game.
Beth Center going for a 2nd down now, 2nd and 7 to go. Gain of about a few yards on the first play. It's going to be another handoff.
Handoff goes up the middle once again.
Going up the middle.
That's Jason Stay.
Right
on
at the
carry.
first down marker, it looks like. We're going to see if he has enough. It looks like they aren't moving the markers yet, but they are going to now. So 1st and 10 coming up.
And yeah, that was a nice
Bulldogs
run there.
pick up a first
Beth
down.
Center,
Makes it first
this is
down and
where
10.
it's the gut check drive right here. They're just trying to grind down this Frazier defense. I give a lot of credit to this Frazier defense. They are for real, and they've done a nice job of containing this Beth Center offense so far.
And what we saw in our tail of the tape at the beginning of our matchup, 6.6 points allowed per game for both of these teams. We have another score update. Indiana leading Elizabeth Ford,
Handoff once again, that's
36-0.
Anthony Welsh.
There's a
He's
handoff
at the
Anthony
backfield, but makes
Welsh.
a couple of guys miss. The Commodores hold on, though.
Shake and bake a little bit, trying to escape
And
a
that's
few
Brett
tackles.
Bowling and
He's
Cameron
going to get
Roebuck on
nowhere,
stop
it
for the
looks
Commodores.
like. Maybe actually a gain of maybe 2 yards. Well, actually, no, they're giving him a very generous spot. That's about a 4-yard gain, so bring it 2nd and 6.
Good tackle there by Cameron Roebuck, just kind of flattened Welsh
Looks
down
like he
on
gained
the
about
play
4 on
there.
the play,
It's tough
makes
to
it
bring the
2nd
kid
down
down,
and 6.
so it's definitely, you got to like the tackling there. And this is a very well-disciplined Frazier team tackling-wise.
2nd and 6 coming up for the Bulldogs. They need a touchdown and an extra point to tie this one up. Going to be another handoff.
That's a handoff up the middle.
That is Jason
Takes the
Stay.
handoff.
He looks like he's right
Right now
at
with
the
number 14,
first
Damon
down
Lovis.
marker. We're going to see if they move the sticks.
It'll be really close there. We'll see. It all depends on the spot there, but nice run by Spray. It is indeed a first down for Beth Center, so 2 first downs, and it's been all running so far. It's trying to pound the rock. Just
First
simple as
down,
that,
Beth
nothing
Center,
fancy.
just beyond the
Trying to wear
30-yard
him down.
line.
Let's see if they go back to Welsh here.
Just 7 minutes remaining in this third quarter now. Handoff again.
Jason Stay once again
Jason
tries the middle, but he's
Stay
going to be met by a host of
met
Commodore
right
defenders.
at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard on the play. So gonna call it 2nd and 9.
And I mean, if Beth Center continues to run basic draw plays like this to Stay, not mixing it up, Frazier will start to key in there and just drive him back there. That's all red jerseys surrounding
Only one on the
the
run,
receiver
brings up
Stay.
2nd down and 9.
Second and 9 coming up for the Bulldogs. They have not thrown a pass in quite some time. The last time that they actually threw a pass, they went behind the receiver, and before that, it was almost intercepted by Frazier. Can't go with the snap. It's going to be a
Goes to the left
handoff.
side. That's number 25, Nico Brown.
That is Nico Brown. He has enough for a first down. He's still running down the sideline. He's in Frazier territory. He is into Frazier territory. Looks like the Frazier bench is calling that there should have been a flag. I cannot see any dirty laundry on the field at the moment, so Beth Center getting the big momentum boost that they need to move on this drive.
And I couldn't see anything right there, but why not? Get it to your home run hitter right there, Nico Brown. I mean, they got a couple home run hitters on this team, but Nico Brown, he really had a nice game against Frazier, and then he was tripped up right there. Could not see anything what they're going for there. All I just saw was a great run by Nico Brown.
We have
1st and 10, Bulldogs
5:58 and running remaining in the third
41-yard
quarter.
line.
So time starting to become of the essence. Beth Center down by a touchdown. They missed an extra point earlier that might come back to bite them later. Kunko
Goes
hands
up
it
the
off
middle.
to
That's
Jason Stay.
on the carry. He's going to be met almost immediately. Number
Almost
59,
immediately
Dalton
met. Maybe a
Metz on the
gain of
stop
a
for the
yard on the
Commodores.
play. 2nd and 9
Also in
coming
the
up.
area, number 24,
Dalton
Cameron
Metz there
Roebuck.
on the stop. You see him on your screen,
Short
number
gain on the play for
59.
Stay.
That was a
Brings 2nd
great
down and
tackle
9.
there. They really wrapped up Stay on this drive.
And it's been 2nd down and 3rd down where Beth Center's been striking on this drive. Excuse me. The first down, Frazier's really been able to bottom them up, but then all of a sudden, Beth Center gets to the outside and makes up some big yardage on the outside runs.
They definitely like that outside, no doubt about that.
Kunko, it's a pitch. Looks like that's Anthony Welsh. Oh, he slips. He has some room to run, but he slips. Just before the 40.
Was in the area for the
That's going to
Commodores.
be no gain on the play. 3rd and 9 coming up. That's a lost opportunity there for Anthony Welsh.
Just the elements playing into that. It's not raining right now. Hasn't rained. I mean, incredible job that it hasn't rained, but Anthony Welsh there slipping. We saw L.A. Ross slip a little bit earlier in the game. It's just something you can't control there. I mean, you got spikes in this is a grass field, and you don't see a lot of schools with grass field, so it's a huge element in this game.
3rd and 9 coming up for the Bulldogs. Fake handoff. Kunko going to throw. Has a receiver. It's incomplete. He had a receiver wide open. Might not have been enough for a first down, but that's going to stop the clock with 4:23 remaining. Hunter Patterson, the quarterback, on the coverage. I'm going to see what Beth Center does. Looks like they're probably in 4-down territory at this moment, Matt.
Yeah, it definitely looks like they'll go for it there, but if you're trying Conco, you definitely want to have that back because you had Jason State roll it out. That was a perfect play call, textbook execution, but just the pass was a little too high for stay. But it's definitely 4th-down territory, and they definitely need to go for it.
Stay stands at 5'10". Kunko 5'8". He just overthrew
Beth
his
Center
receiver.
lineup go for it. 4th down
maybe an
and
inch.
9.
Stay not able to come down with it. 4th and 9. If Beth Center doesn't get this, Frazier may be starting to put some nails into the coffin. Beth Center, it's a draw. Anthony Welsh has it. Has some defenders there. He's going to be stopped by Frazier's defense. There's a flag on the play, though, so let's see what the penalty is going to be. This could affect Beth Center. This could also affect Frazier. It's going against Frazier.
Wow.
That's going to be a first down for Beth Center. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, it was an interesting play call there to begin with. A very slow developing handoff there on 4th and long, and Welsh the outside there. Great tackling, but Frazier cannot feel good about this one.
Looks like it might have been roughing the passer, but I'm not exactly sure because I could not see the penalty call at the exact moment. But this one is going against Frazier. We'll have to see, is this a spot foul or is it an automatic first down?
We had our eyes to the running back Welsh, and we'll see the call. So we'll be an automatic first down and personal foul, and it just gives Beth Center new life right here. Frazier thinking they had them stop, probably the biggest stop of the game, and then Beth Center they force that penalty, and then they get new life here, as I said.
So it is going to be an automatic first down. 4:15 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Beth Center, this drive still alive for them. It's stalled a little bit. The running game stopped. The pass game had that big play opportunity there, but Jason State not able to come down with it. Now with 4:15 remaining in the 3rd quarter, Beth Center has an opportunity now to possibly tie this one up again. You are definitely in 4-down territory this far into the Frazier zone. Kunko hands it off. Anthony Welsh, he's running up the middle.
About 10 to 11 yards.
That's going to be a new set of downs as well. 10-yard gain on the play by Anthony Welsh.
Great run there, Anthony Welsh, right up the gut there. And Frazier, I wonder if Frazier's defense is definitely reeling a little bit. They had that mindset, it was stop, and then they stole with the penalty. They got to keep trying to stop Welsh up the middle there. I haven't seen the Beth Center give Welsh a lot of carries here in the second half, and they're definitely trying to go back to him there.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Kunko gets a snap. Screen pass. That's Nico Brown. He's met in the backfield. Loss of about 3 yards on the play. 2nd and 13 coming up.
Looks like a Caleb Cox got there on the stop for Nico Brown. They're trying to open up that screen game there. Frazier's done a better job with it. I mean, that's Beth Center at some points lives and dies on that screenplay out to Welsh or Brown or to Sofrin, and that was a loss of 1 on the play. So great stop there for Frazier.
Looks like they give him a bit of a more generous spot with his forward progress. So 2nd and 11 coming up. 3:15 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Kunko under center. He's going to hand it off. That's Nico Brown. He lost the ball. Beth Center does have it, though. So a very big mishap there by Beth Center, but Kunko able to fall on the ball.
Yeah, great job there by Kunko to keep his eyes on the football, rolling around, able to recover it, because that would have just stopped all the momentum in their tracks there and would have gave Frazier an opportunity to put this game away here. But if you're Beth Center here, it's now 3rd and long. It's now 3rd and 16, it looks like. So It's not a Beth Center team that likes those long third downs, not a really passing downfield team. It'll be interesting to see what they do.
16.
At this point, though, Matt, we say it's 4 down territory, but do you go for the field goal knowing your kicker has one of the better legs in all of Whitfield? Kunko gonna throw, has a receiver there, it's caught. That's Jason Stay, but not enough for Newstead Downs, maybe about 5 or 6 yards short. So we're gonna call it 4th and 5. Now, do you go for it, or do you go for the points and try and inch this one closer?
I would go for it for this reason, because Beth Center's defending of their extra points and field goals is not very good. That's why you can't take that risk and get it blocked. And Frazier, with the weird bounce, they could just take it the distance. But I think you just go for it here. They got a nice gain there to get near the first down, make it more manageable with 4th and 5.
4th down.
We have 2:15 remaining. Clock is stopped. 4th and 5. Kunko under center. It's going to be a handoff to Jason Stay. He's not going to get it. He's a 3 yards short.
He will be. The Commodores will take over on downs.
What a stop by Frazier. Probably the biggest stop. This crowd is on their feet here at Commodore Stadium, and that looked like that was Lucas Kolorczyk on the stop there, getting Stay short there of the force. And I thought Beth Center maybe would try to break it to the outside like they've done there, but they tried to get the counter attack there, but Frazier gets the stop. What a stop. We're going to take a look at our Twitter page here at CUTV_PA. You can tweet us about high school roundup, any of our football games. We love interaction on CUTV, and you can also submit your picks. We're definitely looking for picks. You watch high school roundup, you can submit your picks to us we normally do 5 games, 1 out of each section. So if you want to see if you can maybe have a better record than any of us on our panel as well. So definitely check us out on Twitter.
And we're going to have a timeout called by Frazier. That is their first of the second half with 2:11 remaining. Ball in their own 6-yard line, 1st and 10 coming up. Beth Center's offense, they had that very long drive, not able to get anything out of it. Looking in retrospect, that missed extra point is coming up big. I know you said the extra point blocking is not very good for Beth Center, but would you have gone for the field goal in that situation, knowing Berdar has a very strong leg?
I don't know. I feel like you just need in games like this, you need 6. I mean, if you take the field goal and you make it good, but I can't go for it. I think they made the right call there. This is our indeed high school roundup. We air this on Tuesday. We'll actually be filming this on Monday, but it'll still be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Be late in the night. We do highlights of this game. We'll also have highlights of the Laurel Highlands West Mifflin game. Our friends in South Union Township. We'll show all the standings in the local area. We'll have our top plays and predictions for the games coming up this week and more. And you mentioned I showed you that score that Elizabeth Ford, Indiana scored. I was the only person to pick Indiana over Elizabeth Ford. So once again, as I did with Derry over Charleroi a couple weeks ago, I am on my way to burn everybody else on the panel.
Yeah, Matt, you did that a few weeks ago. Like you mentioned, I myself had a perfect week last week in picks, so
yes.
I'm proud of that. But if results hold, we all picked Beth Center in this game. Frazier is starting to prove us wrong as I'm trying to look at some other scores here, but we'll get to that a little bit later as we're back to action. Frazier 1st and 10 from their own 6-yard line, 2:11 remaining. Frazier going to roll out. That's Patterson.
And Patterson's going to keep the ball. He's going to try the left side, and he's
got
going to make it
about the 14-yard line, so 8 yards is the gain. 2nd and 2 coming up.
Frazier needed one more block there. Welsh was bearing down on him there. Got a nice block there from Caleb Cox, trying to get it going there. But Patterson's been running all over the field. He's definitely been a Mr. Excitement. Trying to see, we might have a player. Well, L.A. Ross, it looks like to be limping. Oh, okay, here we go. That is Patterson.
Oh, and Patterson is down, so we have an injury timeout. We currently have 1:50 on the clock. So now we will take this time to look at some of the other scores in the Whitfield. We'll see here as the page takes a while to load, of course, the moment I need it. But
isn't that the worst?
But again, Frazier going down on one knee. If they lose Patterson, that could be a very big loss to their offense because he's what's making their team go.
That could be the worst possible loss you could have, and that's even over L.A. Ross. Patterson's been doing it through the air. He's been that team leader, keeping the gel together. Frazier could have been disassembled after that brawl early on, but he was the glue that kept it going. You got 2 rushing touchdowns, and one of those scores actually just out of the Tri-County South. Bentworth, 13, California High School, 6, Cal High School still does not have a win, and Bentworth now has 3 wins. That's the most they've had in a while.
Another one you mentioned before, Laurel Highlands, West Mifflin. West Mifflin currently winning that game by only 3 points, 27-24. Laurel Highlands has been a very big surprise early on. They're still trying to hold with that. Plum over Connellsville right now, 27-7. That was another one of our pick'em games.
That's a good Plum team this year. I've been really impressed by what Plum's done this season. They had those 2 heartbreaking losses. They could easily be undefeated right now.
For Cody Jeanette working in the truck, his Norwin Knights are currently winning 21-3 over the Kiski Area Cavaliers in Foothills Conference action. Bell Vernon, they're beating Ringgold 17-12. That's a big matchup right there. Big rivalry in the Big 9 Conference. And then
and Cody, I was the only one that picked Bell Vernon in that game, so that holds. But you got to believe here for Patterson. From our vantage point, we can see a stretcher going onto the field, so that is always not a good sign. I mean, this stadium is just dead silent.
Yeah, it's hard to see anything from where we're at. Our production truck is literally right next to us. We're going to rely on our box for right now. Camera one is on the scene. We're going to see right there. We're going to go to break real fast, bring it back when everything is settled. So stay right here for CUTV's coverage of high school football game of the week. Frazier currently leading 20-13 with 1:50 remaining in the third quarter.
Save preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car. More music in the door. More music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation. Playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL Power 92.
We are back to CUTV's coverage of high school football game of the week. We are still waiting for the progress of quarterback Hunter Patterson for Frazier. He seems to be down. It's a very serious injury. They seem to have brought the stretcher out to the field as well. The score currently stands 20-13. The Frazier bench has just gotten up, started cheering. You can hear the Frazier fans cheering as well, even the Beth Center fans cheering, knowing that Patterson is one of the most dynamic players that Frazier has, and if they have to go an extended time without him, this could change the result, but he is standing up right now.
That's a great sight to see.
He may sit out a few plays. I would speculate that he might, just to give that injury a little bit of a break. But who knows, as he is up, his helmet is off. So that's a general sign that he's not going to be playing for a little bit. It looks like they're actually going through concussion protocol right now, and it looks like he has a head wound as well.
Not to take the scene away here, but there is an absolute melee could happen over by the crowd over there with the Beth Center players. Do not believe the Frazier fans like that Beth Center's players were not taking any knees. I mean, I saw a guy over there in a gray shirt looking like he was ready to run onto the field there. But, I mean, this is definitely a bear pit, man. It's a lot of energy. We expected this. These fans don't like each other. The players don't like each other. But for Frazier, your leader was sitting down here, and, I mean,
and the Frazier fans are still giving it to the Beth Center Bulldogs team right now. And the Beth Center Bulldogs, they're actually kind of encouraging it. They're throwing their hands up saying, okay, let's get the noise going. They're trying to get themselves some momentum. I agree with that. It's kind of like getting in a hockey fight. You give yourself some momentum, but sometimes it may go a little bit too far. As you see Hunter Patterson on your screen right there, getting a bandage on his head.
That's the best sight of the day. I mean, that looks very serious.
He is trying to go back in the game, but the coaches are telling him, no, you cannot play with this right now. You have to wait a little bit longer. So we're going to see who's going to come in at quarterback for Frazier if indeed he does not play. The other options on the roster currently, Christopher Pierce, he's a quarterback, he's only a sophomore. And then John Salashi, he is a freshman. So you have a freshman and a sophomore as your possible quarterbacks. If Patterson's not able to go,
Chris Pierce in at quarterback.
How does this respond? Look at 52 for Frazier, throwing his hands up. This is the drive of the game right here. How will Frazier respond to this?
It's going to be 2nd down and 4 coming up for the Frazier Commodores.
Here's handoff. That is Lucas Klorzik on the carry.
Lucas Klorzik on the carry. We're going to see where they spot it. Cannot tell if it's enough for a first down. It is not. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 1 yard to go. So 3rd and 1 coming up. Christopher Pierce is in at quarterback number 1. He's a sophomore, 5'6" tall.
And Klorzik there now taking that backup role after Smallish was thrown out of the game after that brawl there. But interesting to see Christopher Pierce. He got some action last week against Leechburg. Both quarterbacks had 2 passing touchdowns, so it's not like he's never seen game time before.
Pierce on 3rd down, his first action of the game. Gonna hand it off.
Goes up the middle, that's Lucas Klorzik once more.
Klorzik on the handoff.
He'll be stood up, but not before.
He does get enough for a new set of downs, though. So it is going to be 1st and 10 coming up for the Frazier Commodores. We have 1:03 remaining. The clock is stopped momentarily.
And that's good enough for a Commodore.
Yeah, good run there by Klorzik. Going back to him, kind of taking the pressure off L.A. Ross there. Might be doing what I said earlier about what their strategy was. Welsh was starting to give Klorzik some carries and save L.A. Ross for the stretch run here.
And L.A. Ross is in the backfield at the moment. 51 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter and running. Pierce under center. It's going to be a pitch to L.A. Ross. He's trying to go to the outside. There's some Beth Center defenders there.
A couple of guys miss.
Breaks a couple of guys.
Looks like he might have turned it into a 1 or 2 yard gain.
About a 2 yard gain. They're going to call it 2nd and 8.
And L.A. Ross to go, as we mentioned there, see what they do with him. Ross, that's been trying to break to the outside there. He's made a lot of shifty moves so far. He's got a lot of speed there. But Beth Center just trying to do anything they can to try to psych out the young kid and make a big stop here.
We have 15 seconds remaining until the end of the 3rd quarter. And it looks like that's probably going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. It does not look like they might get a playoff, but there's 5 seconds left. They're running up to the line of scrimmage, trying to hurry up one last play here. And they do get it off just before the end of the quarter. Pierce is going back to throw. He throws it deep. Almost hits his receiver, but it's incomplete, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 8.
Incomplete.
When we start the 4th quarter, we're going to keep it here, though, so don't go anywhere. We're going to throw up our score in just a second for you.
So your score at the end of the 3rd
20
quarter.
20-13 right now. Frazier over Beth Center. And Matt, we're going to go to our CUTV tradition. We've been doing this for years. The annual hot dog score. And right now, let's look at Frazier, their hot dog score.
9-7. That is a 0.5 off of Elizabeth Ford last week. So Frazier, I'll tell you what, Zach, that was an excellent hot dog stand over there. Those hot dogs were well done, and I like a little black on hot dogs, so that worked out well. The good spicy sausage. Probably the best thing they had there, fresh cut fries. You can't go wrong with fresh cut fries. But I'll tell you what, Zach, my analyzation of this hot dog score, that 0.5 is because Elizabeth Ford had Chick-fil-A sandwiches and Turner's iced tea. That is the difference maker right now, Chick-fil-A.
And Matt, we always, as announcers, always get grammar lessons from our crew. Analyzation is actually not a word, but there's a funny story about that.
Really?
Back when I was in high school, we made up analyzation as a word, so it brings me back to my old days of being in high school. Thank you very much for that. Analyzation, I've not heard that one in a very long time, so thank you for the memories there, Mr. Hagee, as we have 12 minutes on the clock. That is all we have left, unless we go to overtime. Of course, there's always overtime. We've gone to overtime already this year. We had Holidays Brick Bell Vernon going to overtime. It is 3rd and 8 to go on the 20-yard line in the 4th quarter. Frazier up 20-13. Christopher Pierce is the new quarterback into the game for the Frazier Commodores.
And Frazier's done a nice job. They just pushed forward ever since that when Patterson went out of the game. They're responding nicely so far, but let's see how Beth Center they can anchor down here.
I would expect to see Pierce go for a pass here. We saw his arm is actually pretty decent. He's a much more pass
3rd down and 9,
first quarterback than Patterson was, who is more of a keep it himself and run or hand it off to L.A. Ross in the backfield. 3rd and 9. Fake the pitch. Going down the field. has a receiver there. It's incomplete. The receiver had it in his hands. Oh, that's a big miss right there. That's Lomas, the intended receiver. That's going to send out the punt team. Beth Center now has life.
Lomas has got to be sick on that one because if he catches that one, he has a couple steps on his Beth Center defender there. He's running down the sideline, but now it's a punt for Frazier. The stop that Beth Center needed there. But how about the arm off of Christopher Pierce? Very impressed with that.
We'll have to monitor that later in the game.
That could mean a difference. If they need to get some big passing yards there, you might have something here, Frazier does.
Back to receive number 33, Anthony Welsh.
Anthony Welsh is back to receive the punt. He gets it. He's hit immediately.
And Welsh with the
loses maybe a couple yards on the reception, just behind midfield. So Beth Center going to take over about the 47-yard line. They're calling it in their own territory. Not a lot of yards to go to get into the end zone, but they need to on this drive. This might be the last time that you see that window open to be able to get that tying score.
Yeah, and they got the stop there, but Tim Carson has made some excellent plays shutting down Anthony Welsh and this Beth Center punt return team. The Beth Center had 2 special teams touchdowns last year, so Frazier definitely prepared themselves well for that. Credit that. Tim Carson's really made this Frazier sideline very excited right now with that tackle.
At their own 45-yard line.
11:44 remaining in the fourth quarter. 11:44 to go in the game. 20-13, Frazier currently leads. 1st and 10 for the Beth Center Bulldogs. Need a score to tie it up. It's going to be handoff up the middle. Anthony Welsh.
He's going to be met after a gain of about 3 and push back.
3-yard gain, so 2nd and 7 coming up for the Bulldogs.
Beth Center going right to their go-to back there, and they rested. We saw Soffring get a lot of carries. We saw Stay get a very majority of the carries there. Maybe this is where Beth Center turns to Welsh and tries to grind it down the field because he has a bit more fresher legs than Stay or Soffring, even Nico Brown too.
Anthony Welsh is also the big bell cow. Just plow through the middle of that defense. We saw before, Beth Center and Frazier both lost a couple of linemen during the ejections that happened in the first quarter, so the lines have looked a little bit different. Frazier's has held up a little bit more than Beth Center's has, in my own opinion, though.
I agree.
Going to be a screen. Nico Brown has it. He's trying to bounce outside. He's going to lose a couple of yards.
That was Cameron Rowe.
Loss of 2 on the play, so they're going to bring up 3rd and 9. Not the way you want to go. You want to go north instead of south there, son. But there's an injured Frazier Commodore again. Looks like to be an ankle injury. That is number 10, it looked like.
But first, how about that tackle by Ethan Weiser there getting around? That was Tommy Strauss there for Beth Center. He threw there, but another injury for Frazier. So hopefully, cannot see who that is right now.
It was actually Ethan Weiser, the man that made the tackle. So makes the big play, but pays a little bit for it, so we'll have to see. Frazier has had a lot of injuries in this game. That's Hunter Patterson. It looks like from that angle, without his helmet right now, he looks like his night might be over. And because I cannot see his hand. If he's carrying his helmet, there might be a little bit of hope, but he is not. They have taken his helmet away from him. Usually that's a general sign that he is done for the night. He most likely, from the way that's looking, has a concussion. Hopefully he is all right. He is a very good young talent that we will probably see again next year, hopefully, if we're able to see a Frazier game. That is Hunter Patterson's helmet taken away from him, making sure he cannot force himself back into this game. You got to love the heart of the kid, but you got to make sure he stays safe too.
That's a very smart move for Frazier right there. We've seen this past week the University of Michigan go under fire for bringing Shane Morris back into the game with a concussion in that loss against Minnesota. I mean, it's complete calamity in Ann Arbor right now, but you got to know when the injury's serious enough there and just keep your player out of the game and just risk. I mean, these are young men in the height of their high school careers. They're about to graduate, move on to bigger and better things. I mean, some of these players are not going to be playing football all the time, and these coaches just have to watch and contain there. But as much as Patterson meant to Frazier, I mean, these players have responded excellent to the call there. And Patterson's not the only one. We've seen other players get hurt for Frazier as well there. It looks like Weiser will be walking off his power. Zach Weiser's had an excellent game so far, but the injury management is a very overlooked thing in sports, and some teams like Michigan doesn't know how to use it, but you see Frazier here and also Beth Center as well.
Yeah, you see NFL players like Ben Roethlisberger go out there and say, okay, I'm fine. I have an injury, but I can play through it. I'll be completely fine. But you got to make sure the welfare and the future well-being of these children is in the front of your mind because they are children.
Yes,
We're
they
older
are.
than them. We can understand. We've been to high school football games. We've seen injuries. You want to make sure that they have a successful career. As we have 3rd and 9 coming up for the Bulldogs.
Oh, they were ready.
Anthony Welsh bounces it out.
No
Oh, goodness,
way.
look at this play.
No
Anthony
way.
Welsh. Oh,
Oh, my goodness
wow,
gracious.
what a play there. The Beth Center
Oh,
fan section is going absolutely nuts right now. I looked down. I thought Welsh was.
I thought he was
stopped for
too.
a tackle. I was about to say. Oh my goodness! Watch this again.
Oh, my God, Anthony Welsh. Look at that. Out of the body. You thought he was down, and everybody in the stadium thought he was. And Welsh got to the outside there. Maybe that is the spark for Beth Center there. Good open. You can't overlook the good open field tackle there by the Frazier defender there. But Anthony Welsh,
1st and 10.
can't say enough about him.
He is that dude.
He is that dude.
For Beth Center, at least. 1st and 10. It's a handoff up the middle.
Up the middle, that's Nico Brown on the carry.
Gain of maybe 6 yards on the play, so it's going to bring up 2nd and
Led by number 4,
4.
Brett Poling for the
Just so
Commodores.
much that morale just went skyward for Beth Center and their fans as well. They're back into that game. Frazier kind of silenced them. And there's a lot of
Gain of
people
5
that
on the
made the
play,
trek
brings
from
up 2nd
Fredericktown
down
into
and
surrounding
5.
areas, like Centerville. But, I mean, this is where Beth Center's got grinded here. 9:45 left, trying to make a score. But, Zach, this game's starting to remind me a little bit of that 2012 game. We'll see how that turns out.
That one went down to a photo finish. 2nd
He was
down.
to the up back.
He looks like he might have enough for a new set of downs. There's a stoppage on the field for a moment.
Jason Stay on the carry.
Jason Stay on the carry.
But what happened in that 2012 game? Frazier led for most of the game, and then Beth Center tied it late, but then that's when Frazier
Officials timeout.
took the lead. But we'll see. Officials timeout for measurement. That was Jason Stay continuing to drive with the pile forward.
There is 9 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. It was 2nd and 5, they said on the scoreboard. If anything, this is going to be 3rd and inches, and the running game for Beth Center is very apt to being able to gain that necessary yardage. It's really going to be about 3rd and 1 yard to go. So they're going to call it
Looks
3rd
like Stay was about a yard
and
short
1.
of the
3rd and
first down
1,
marker.
9:11 remaining in the 4th quarter. The clock is going to start momentarily. So this is a big 3rd down, but you are in 4-down territory,
Yes,
no doubt. for Beth
no
Center.
doubts in mind. Can't settle for field goals. But I'll tell you what, if I'm Beth Center right here, I do a pitch to the one of the sides there with Anthony Welsh.
I don't know. In my mind, I would just run it up the middle with Anthony
Yeah,
Welsh. Make sure you get that.
But you don't want to be
ball.
predictable. You don't want to be predictable. But you had that power up the gut so far, so you may be right on this one.
Kunko under center. 3rd and 1. It is a run up the middle. Anthony Welsh, he does have it. 1st down for the Bulldogs.
Just basic up
That's
the middle, like
first
you
down for
said.
Beth
I mean,
Center.
maybe just a little. I
Welsh picked up
like
the
a little
yard that he
trickery,
needed.
so that's why I
1st
said
and
that
10.
there. But you just give it to your back right there, Anthony Welsh. Welsh is starting to get the majority of carries as expected at the end here.
We have 8:50 and running remaining. So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. 8:40 remaining in the 4th quarter. This
First
might
and
be
10
the
from
drive
the
that they're able to
20-yard line.
try and come back and tie it. But in the back of your mind, you're thinking that extra point could be a
Yes.
real big difference maker
Yes,
here.
it is.
1st and 10. Give me a handoff.
That's a give to the up back.
At the middle. There's going to be a
on the
flag.
play.
That one might be going against Frazier. Based on where it was thrown, that could be a face mask of sorts against Frazier. So we'll have to see on the penalty call, though.
It's just a good-looking run up the middle. It got Beth Center a decent amount of yards there, but
And that's
hold
holding
against Beth Center. So that will back them up.
And that is holding against Beth Center, so that's going to make it another 1st down. We'll see where they mark the yardage. There is 8:22 remaining in this game.
I mean, it's a shame because that was a
10-yard
good-looking
penalty on the
run,
hold.
but Beth Center, I mean, in double digits now with penalties, and that's something that's hurt them all
Backs the ball
game.
up to about the
Definitely both on
28-yard
defense and
line.
offense. Remember back to that first series that Frazier had there. They had Frazier stopped, but then they had that unsportsmanlike
First down
penalty
and
that let
18
Frazier try again
for
and
the
got that
Bulldogs.
touchdown.
1st and 18 for the Bulldogs now. Still 4-down territory here. Kunko under center. Gonna hand it off. That's Nico Brown. He gets to the outside.
Number 25.
Breaks
He
some
takes a
defenders.
couple before he's brought down by Lucas Klorzik.
Gets to, I believe, the 20-yard line, so gains back to 8 yards. Lost on the penalty is going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Good run there and a better open field tackle by Lucas Korsick there. But Nico Brown trying to bounce to the outside there. It's just chipping away. He already did a good job there. So it's basically, it's second and 10 right now. So basically, that first play, you could say it was an incompletion or no gain on the play. So it helps them manage these next 2 plays better, even next 3, because this is 4th down territory, as mentioned.
You only need about 4 yards per play to be able to get the new set of downs. Kunko under center. Looks to be 3 running backs. It's a pitch.
That's a pitch to
Anthony Welsh looking for the outside blockers. He's got it. He's got some blockers. Looks like he's got enough for a first down. And he does. They're going to stop the clock with a new set of downs at 7:21 remaining. Anthony Welsh, the bell cow, he's coming through here in the 4th quarter.
Oh, yes, he is. Right here. Look at his great run. Keeps his feet going because Frazier, they were going for his legs on that one, but he just has some of the strongest legs I've seen there. Just continues to plow forward there, gets the first down, and makes that penalty go for naught there. Beth Center is bearing down on trying to tie this game up.
7:10 and running remaining in this game. You can hear the Beth Center fans cheering Tony for Anthony Welsh.
I mean, I don't know what just happened there, but one of the Beth Center coaches just threw his headset down in frustration. So
and now there's going to be a flag. Delay of game. That must be what his frustration was.
Game against the Beth Center
I mean, he was absolutely frustrated. Just threw his headset. So, I mean, but you can't do that, just continue to shoot yourself in the foot, because you got that nice run, Anthony Welsh, to morale's up, and then something like that. Ed Woods cannot like that.
It's going to be 1st and goal still from the 14-yard line. 6:53 and running remaining. (20-13) is your score. Beth Center, though, in premium scoring position on 1st and goal from the 14-yard line. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Still running, still running. Are they going to call it a score? We'll have to see here. The official's right there. Looks like he's at the 1-yard line.
So Anthony Welsh on the carry once again.
Welsh on the carry, up the middle, dragging some guys. That's about a typical Anthony Welsh run. I think he almost enjoys carrying players along there, having these tough runs. I mean, this kid is a truck. He is a Big Mac truck. He even takes a little shot right there at the end.
Anthony Welsh, the running back, he's only a junior, so Beth Center's going to have
second down and
him
goal
again
from
next
the 1
year.
yard line.
Maybe we'll see this game again next year. Anthony Welsh and Patterson. It's a handoff up the middle. Score for Beth Center. They come back in the 4th quarter, get the tying score, or excuse me, they almost have the tying score. It's 20-19. You missed the extra point earlier. You have to get this one right here, because this could be your only option to score again for the rest of the game as you look at the replay.
Oh, I mean, great run there by Anthony Welsh, but I'll tell you what, how does Beth Center defend this extra point here? That last one was blocked. I mean, we've seen them get blocked, but we've also seen them do a nice job there. But Anthony Welsh, his first touchdown of the night, we've been waiting for it. I mean, he's been checked in the most part there. He had a touchdown called back, but he grinded that drive out, and he carried his team with him, much like he did in that win over Greensburg Central.
And we're going to see Berdar come on here for the extra point. You have 5:54 remaining in the 4th quarter.
The extra point.
There's going to be a timeout by Beth Center. Oh, this could be interesting, because what do you think they're talking about in that huddle, Matt? They could be talking about, do we go for 2 here, knowing that we missed an extra point earlier?
It's a possibility, but I mean, you just take the point. Just take the point here. But I mean, it's definitely could try to run something. I mean, I would just take the extra point, but Ed Woods has definitely got to be nervous about his blocking team right there. So they might try to go for it, try to get around. And Zach, they blew Frazier off those last couple plays right off the line of scrimmage. So they could just try to hammer it in, take that 1-point lead, and make Frazier regret missing that last extra point there. But we'll see. It's going to be a very exciting what happens here. But this has been, like I said, this has been everything we hoped for and everything it thought it would be. This is becoming one of the best rivalries that I've been a part of, from even being from Eastern PA, coming out to Western PA, being this great Western Pennsylvania loves their high school football. But this is good old grit rivalry. I mean, and after we saw that fight early on, these players have played just hard-nosed football, and there's going to be some broken hearts after these games, but these teams are winners, and this is about probably the best Beth Center Frazier teams we've seen. They're going to have a great shot at winning their first-round game, something the Tri-County South has struggled with in the WPIAL playoffs.
And you mentioned before, a great night here. It's Frazier's homecoming night as well. And usually homecoming games, back where I'm from in Georgia, we're big high school football fans as well. Homecoming games are usually reserved for the teams that you know you're going to beat.
Oh, yeah.
You have no idea if you can be able to beat Beth Center or Beth Center being able to beat
Zach,
Frazier.
they're going for it.
You have to think they're going Anthony Welsh here. He's the big back. Drive him up the middle. You have to imagine they're going with it here. Going for 2. Hand up to Anthony Welsh. He's got it into the end zone for 2 points. Beth Center comes back to take their lead. What a decision, Matt. It's 21-20. Right back where we would have been if Beth Center did not miss that extra point before. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, 5 more exciting minutes of this game, possibly even more on CUTV.
First published in the 1880s, the California Times is the oldest student media at California University. Circulating 3,000 issues weekly on campus and in the surrounding community, the Times' mission is to deliver fair and balanced news to the student population of California University. All students are welcome to be a part of the California Times. Our offices are located in the Natali Student Union. Keep up to date with the Times online at www.caltimes.org, Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. 29 down. 4 letters to describe excellence in college television. I know. CUTV, California University Television.
We're back on CUTV, and ladies and gentlemen, you're joining us also on the NFHS network. If you've missed most of this game, well, you better be able to find a way to watch it later in the future, because this is an instant classic. This is absolutely better than the GCC Beth Center game we saw earlier in the year that I thought was the best one ever. This is the best high school football game the CUTV has ever seen.
And Zach, they could just add to that chapter here. There are 5 minutes and 54 seconds left to go here. Frazier is absolutely not done here.
And Frazier, Chris Pierce, will probably be in at quarterback, so that's something to monitor. Can the sophomore get the job done? Kick is away. It's a booming kick going into the end zone for a touchback. So at the 20-yard line is where this one's going to start. 5:54 remaining. Frazier, this could be your last opportunity. You got to make it count as we're going to see Pierce go back out onto the field at quarterback.
But Frazier, this is like I said, the parallels in this game, the 2012 game that I attended at Fredericktown, it really is lining up here, because this is about the time that Frazier got the ball back. And Zach, they've moved the ball very well in this Beth Center defense, more than any other team has before there. Got to believe L.A. Ross is well rested and ready to go here. But with Chris Pierce here, you're a sophomore, but it's time to make yourself a legend in Perryopolis and Frazier high school history right here if he can pull this drive off.
And I could actually see on the sideline, Hunter Patterson was trying to go back out on the field. A couple of the seniors that are injured had to come over and grab him and say, no, you can't go out there. 1st and 10, hand off to L.A. Ross, going to the outside. Able to break some defenders, still breaking some defenders. Turn the corner, gain about 4 yards on the play, 2nd and 6.
And that speed prevented that run from being negative there. But, I like going back to Hunter Patterson. I like the passion, but, but you think about it, he's still got another year to go. But this is a good run there by L.A. Ross, but you just got to be smart here. I think Chris Pierce, with that arm we saw here, let's see if Frazier starts to open down the field and start with one of the big pass plays there. They could have completed one, but they just had some drops.
You got to watch those corners, though. You got to watch Nico Brown and DeRucci, who was actually ejected from the game earlier. The decision was flipped. He is out on the field. I can see number 32 right now. But you also got to watch Anthony Welsh, that dude. He will come up big when they need him to. And Frazier's going to take a timeout and stop the clock with 5:04 remaining. 2nd and 6 coming up.
And Zach, interesting thing there with Drucci, we sent after the one play, we sent it to commercial break there. Frank Drucci came off the sideline one thing, was limping and was grabbing his hamstring. He had to be attended to on the sideline. So the fact that he's still out there means a lot for Beth Center. But if you're Frazier here in this huddle, just get ready to get something to go. You got a lot of time to go. And they can move the ball here. And Zach, we're going to take a look at our CUTV schedule. We're going to go on PCN. Myself and Cody Jeanette will have that called Derry at Brownsville. Brownsville looking for their first win of the season. And Derry, very surprisingly, they had 2 wins this season. Kiski playing Collinsville. Collinsville's had a nice season. Kiski's also looking for the first win. And Zach, this is a game I'm looking forward to next right there. The Black and Blue Bowl, the Battle for Greene County. 3 years ago now, interesting story I've been making in the works of From the Vault. Jeff Morgan, Carmen Carmichael's game from 2011 that went into overtime. It came down to an extra point, and you think these two teams on the field don't like each other. There's another good rivalry right there with Jeff Morgan and Carmichael's. It is a great way to close out the season, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a blowout like it was to start off the season like we did last year.
Yeah, I remember that game. I was on the call with Creighton Rabs to start the high school football game of the week season. That was my first high school football game that I ever called, and Carmichael's went all over Jeff Morgan to take that game.
So it'll be interesting to see what Frazier comes out here.
We have 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. It's going to be a pass. There's a receiver there.
Oh,
it's incomplete. That's number 14, Damon Lovis. Oh, that's a fourth consecutive drop, I believe, for Frazier. That's going to bring up 3rd and 6.
Oh, this one, in his defense, this was going to be a nice. This ball was a little overthrown there. Almost a great time to catch. Beat Jason State on the play there, but man, that's 2 tough drops there. Frazier, I mean, that arm, Pierce is out dueling that Bulldog secondary there. So
3rd down and 6
right idea,
from the 24-yard
just better
line.
execution. And quick score update: Clareton 58, Jeanette 6.
Wow, that's amazing. Clareton still trying to go for 70 points in all their games so far in the year. Pierce back to throw. Has a receiver there. It's incomplete over the head of the receiver. That's going to bring up 4th down. And Matt, your coach for Frazier, you're Mike Stieber. What do you do here? Do you go for it or do you punt it away?
You got 1 timeout, but you do have 4 minutes and 49 seconds there. Credit Nico Brown. Great coverage there, trying to find Carson, but that ball a little overthrown. That's something I noticed about Pierce. Pierce overthrows that ball a lot. He's only 5'6", but the kid's got a cannon. So, and looks like he's staying on the field. So, Zach, they already answered that question before I could. They are going for it, and I like it. They only have 1 timeout. Why not? Just keep it going there.
4th and 6. 4:52 remaining. The clock is stopped. That corner route has been the kryptonite of this Beth Center corner back. The pass is caught.
Complete, and a flag comes in
There's
late.
a flag late. We're going to see what the call is going to be. The catch would be good enough for a 1st down, but we're going to see what the penalty is for.
That slam was perfect. And that's against
Beth Center. That's a 1st down for Frazier. Keep the drive going. We can see the Frazier players here on their bench are getting pumped up and excited. They know they have a chance to come back, maybe even run out the clock here, because all you need is a field goal.
Yes.
I don't know if you lay it down to a field goal in the last seconds or not in the Whippeal, because that's hard to make field goals in the Whippeal. But this drive could be the final drive, just like that game 2 years ago, like you mentioned.
Yep. And Chris Pierce there, ice in his veins, throws a perfect slant. That was textbook. That was the perfect play call on that play there. Beth Center has also struggled with these screens over the middle, and he got it to Caleb Cox there. Great catch, great throw, midfield.
At the 49-yard line, 1st and 10. Clock is at 4.5 minutes and running. It's a handoff to L.A. Ross. He shakes some defenders. Oh, now he loses the ball. Pierce is there to recover, but that's going to be a big loss in the play. L.A. Ross, and there's a flag late. Oh, we're going to have to see if this is on. This could be against Beth Center or Frazier. If it's against Frazier, it's going to back him up more. If it's against Beth Center, I believe that's going to just give them an automatic 1st down again.
My goodness, L.A. Ross almost broke a lot of hearts for his Frazier fan base there, but credit Chris Pierce there to get the ball there. But this is going to be a big, big penalty. If Frazier gets the penalty here, that could be it could just add to the total destruction. If it's Beth Center, personal foul.
Personal foul on sports.
Oh, it's on Frazier.
It looks like
personal foul.
Both.
Oh, it's both. So offsetting. So that fumble wouldn't have counted anyway. So a redo in life for you, L.A. Ross.
Yes.
Making sure you didn't lose that fumble. Replay 1st down. 1st and 10, 4:16 remaining in the game.
I mean, Ross trying to bounce to the outside here. Makes one man miss, but then Welsh had him dead in his sights there and stripped the ball out. But Chris Pierce saved it out there. So
it's actually not going to be 1st and 10, Matt. It's going to be 1st and farther because
they still counted the fumble. They still counted the fumble off of that.
They did count the fumble. The penalties were after the play. So that lost yardage on the fumble is going to count, and it's still going to be – it's 2nd down. It's 2nd down. It is not 1st down. It is 2nd down because those penalties happen after the play. It's 2nd and 20 right now for Frazier.
That's That's not good. That's not good. Can't say it.
Pierce back to throw. Goes down the field, has the receiver, is caught by Caleb Cox. He's about 3 yards from the original line of scrimmage, so we're going to call it 3rd and 13 coming up, but you're definitely in 4-down territory.
And Cox there, another nice catch over the middle of that. It's the second time he beat Nico Brown. And I like this Caleb Cox kid. He's a junior as well, so he's definitely, you got to like, he's going to be the number 1 target next season for this Commodore offense.
The time on the clock reads 3:48 and running. 3rd and 13. Frazier is definitely in 2-down territory. They need this drive to keep the game alive. Pierce back to throw. He's going downfield. He has a receiver there. It's caught! It's caught! Ethan Weiser, the injured player before, able to get the ball into his hands. The player there for Beth Center just was not able to get his arm around Weiser and knock the ball out. That's a big conversion there. 1st and 10 coming for the Commodores.
And we finally see the arm of Chris Pierce attacking this Beth Center defense. What a catch there by Ethan Weiser off the bench, back into the game. Catch of the game so far. And Frazier's starting to inch close to field goal range.
1st and 10 Commodores at the 32-yard line.
You only need a field goal, but at this point, L.A. Ross, he did fumble a little bit earlier. You have to make sure you hold on to the ball. Chris Pierce, don't throw an interception. Fake handoff to Ross. Pierce going downfield. Has the receiver. It's intercepted! Oh! The announcer jinx strikes again. Interception, Beth Center. We have a little over 3 minutes, or actually under 3 minutes, 2:57. Beth Center looks like they may have just sealed this game.
Tommy Strauss with could be the number 1 play on High School Roundup. Stay tuned for that. What a pick all over the side there. And, oh, my gosh, you got to feel it for Chris Pierce, bringing his team back. And now Beth Center has a chance to run this out. And this Frazier crowd that was on their feet after that big catch, they are dead silent. And Beth Center fans are on their feet. It's complete roles reversal. Zach, this game has been absolutely unreal.
1st and 10 at the 5-yard line, 2:57 remaining in the 4th quarter. Beth Center could, in all instances, run out the clock if they're able to get a new set of downs. Frazier only has 1 timeout remaining in the second half, excuse me. 1st and 10 at the 5-yard line. Ball control here is what all that matters. Handoff
goes
stopped immediately.
Stopped fairly quickly.
No gain on the play.
Well, that's exactly what Frazier needed right there. They gave it to stay. We go to maybe see Welsh the next carry here. But if you're Frazier, you still got a decent amount of time, but you just got to stop Beth Center. Any first down could be deathly.
You have 2:35 and running remaining in this game.
Loss of 1 on the play brings up 2nd down and 11.
The crowd is silent for Frazier, like you mentioned before. Beth Center, they're getting into it. They're silent right now as well. They want to make sure their players can hear the play call. Kunko under center. 2nd and 11, they're calling it. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Anthony Welsh, he's still going. Able to get to about the 10-yard line, so a gain of 6 on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
So it'll be interesting to see what Beth Center does. I mean, obviously you're going to keep running the ball. You got the confidence like that for Welsh. That was Lucas Korshik here. But they're going to use that. They have 1 timeout left, and we'll see.
They're not going to use it. I'm pointing, why aren't you using your timeout?
Yeah.
You got to preserve the amount of time, because if they get this new set of downs, you can't stop them enough times to seal the game.
3rd down and 5.
3rd and 5. 1:35 and running. This could be it. It's a handoff. Frazier's there. Oh, but that's Nico Brown. He gets to the outside. That's enough for a first down. He's going to the along the sideline. He's running right near us. He's going to go to the end zone. Beth Center. If there's no penalty flags on this play, this game is over. Oh, there's a late flag. Oh, I just saw a flag fly though.
Oh yeah, good eyes, Zach.
Right there.
This one is going to be against Beth Center. It looks like it might be a spot foul though.
Yeah,
so that's still going to be enough for a first
still.
down yardage. No touchdown, it looks like.
And there's a late
actually,
flag on
no,
the play.
it is a touchdown.
Oh my, I can't say any more words. Personal foul, unsportsmanlike on Frazier. Zach, the Frazier player looked like he was, and I'll tell you what, Zach, we just saw the play of the year right there in that Nico Brown run. I mean, you could almost call it a walk-off because he just silenced, I'd say, 2,000 Frazier fans in this stadium with that one great block there, Anthony Welsh. Who else making the play there? And all he had, one man to beat. He's just going to go down the sidelines and run all the way back to Fredericktown, and he's going to take the Tri-County South with him.
Get the baseball bat like Alfred Morris out, because you just hit the walk-off out of the park, Nico Brown. 27-20 with 1:15 remaining. But, again, if you only get the extra point here, it's a touchdown and 2 points.
And Nico,
that is very,
yes, it is.
Very close still. With the arm of Chris Pierce for Frazier.
Yes, he can.
There's plenty enough time to go into the end zone and score, because Chris Pierce, he has a better arm than Hunter Patterson, in my opinion. I think he's the right guy to go out there and lead the team to victory, or actually tie the game if he's able to with his arm.
And Nico, I'm watching Nico Brown here. I hope he's okay. He's definitely winded after that long run there. But, I mean, what a gutsy effort by Nico Brown and this Beth Center defense. Also a gutsy effort by both teams. It's a shame that somebody's got to be a loser out of this game, because these teams have put everything on the line. We've seen everything. Zach, this is the greatest high school game I've seen in years. I go to high school games every single year since I was back. I mean, I'd say middle school. I've never seen a game like this. Of all the twists, the turns, the runs, the plays, the quality of plays, the fight. I'm out of breath. I mean,
yeah. Well, Nico Brown might be the only person a little bit more out of breath than us right now, having to call that, because looking at the replay, Nico Brown was right along this near sideline, right at us. You could see he can go off camera a little bit because of the angle we're at with camera one. Good work up there by Gary Smith to get that play, though. Nico Brown, as soon as I turned around our production truck, I could see him running as soon as the Frazier defender was a few steps behind him. I could see Nico Brown was going in the end zone. But remember, again, there is 1:15 remaining. Frazier has plenty enough time to come back and at least tie this one if
Beth Center will line up to go for the 2-point conversion.
Oh, they're going for two. They're going for the win.
Yeah,
if they don't get this, though, Frazier, this could play very heavily into Frazier's hands if they don't get this. Going for two. Fake the handoff. Kunko going to pass. Has a receiver there. And that might be the clincher, the nail in the coffin. 29-20. Beth Center will take a small break. 1:15 remaining. When we come back, Frazier, 1:15 they have to try and come back and save their football lives.
CUTV News Center brings you the best in local news, weather, entertainment, and sports.
A new building is being constructed, and it is estimated.
We take a look at our local temperatures for this morning. Right around Du Bois, we have 38 degrees.
Swimmer Diana Nyad and former pro hockey player Sean Avery.
With the PSAC preseason poll.
CUTV News Center, live, Thursdays at 5.
We're back on CUTV with the NFHS Network. You'll never miss another game. Become a subscriber of the NFHS Network to watch live coverage, game replays, and highlights of high school sports from around the country. NFHSnetwork.com. Our last shout out to our other audience from the NFHSnetwork.com. And it looks like there was a late penalty against Beth Center on that 2-point conversion because they're backing up the kickoff. But Matt, 1:15, you need 9 points to tie. You need a quick touchdown and then go back down the field and get a field goal if you have time to do that. Chris Pierce has an arm, but the last throw he had was intercepted. We can see him on the sideline right in front of us being consoled by the Frazier coaches. And they're actually, the penalty is against Frazier, so the kick is being moved forward with the leg of John Berdar. That wouldn't make much difference anyways, but Matt,
they better have a new football because that football's about to go into the woods.
Unless he just squibs it and just.
Yeah, I actually know that might happen. I do not think that.
Matt, this ranks probably the best high school football game that you and I have ever seen. Out of all the games that you and I have ever called together, high school football, college football, basketball, volleyball this week, this has to be the best game you and I have ever been a part of.
Something about when we call games together where we just seem to hit these winners. That volleyball game, but this is without question. I've never seen anything quite like this. I'm not just talking about the game, just everything that has happened, the quality of the fans. It's it's been absolutely amazing. It's been credit to all these young men right here, and I'm speechless. I really am speechless.
Well, the refs are trying to figure out where to spot the ball for the kick. I'm going to check some other scores around the Whitfield, see if we have any conclusions. It is exactly 10 o'clock currently right now. Carmichael's defeated West Green 22-13. Mapletown beat Jeff Morgan 21-7. Springdale holds on to beat Monessen 14-12.
Good for you, Springdale. That's a great win for your program.
There's actually a snafu here on our MSA Sports scoreboard. Frazier apparently has won 20-13, but
oops.
Remember, it is 29-20 with a minute 15 remaining. Beth Center in the lead. Shenango beat Southside 23-8. GCC beat Leechburg 27-7. Bentworth over Cal 13-6. The kick.
Hello, Woods. Oh, nice catch.
Nice catch for the Beth Center ball boy back there. That might be our blue.
Yeah. You never know. But yeah, that was a good defense there in the Woods. But I mean, I'm not holding anything back here. But that Nico Brown run is gonna hold a special place in Blue Ribbon history.
Currently, or actually, this is final. Matt, congratulations. Indiana won 36-6.
I'm the man.
And then Ringgold up 20-17 currently on Bell Vernon.
Hey, Zach, you know what that means? I'm perfect this week.
Well, that one is not final just yet.
Oh.
Plum beat Connellsville 34-7, and then Clareton, of course, is still leading Jeanette Big 58-6. So it looks like you are on your way to a perfect record in our pick'em. I will end up 4-1. It's okay to share the glory of a perfect week sometimes.
And you deserved it last week too.
Pierce with the throw. Has a receiver there. Oh, what a nice catch. Still going. That's Carson. He's taken out of bounds. The clock stops with 1:07 seconds remaining. What a catch right there by Carson. They're able to keep this drive alive. Like I said, Matt, this one is not over yet. You only need 9 points in about a minute. You have to get this touchdown right here, though.
That's a good start. Great pass down the sideline there. Pierce's arm's going to lead them down.
Like I said before, that corner route is really hurting Beth Center as the clock starts. That corner route where the receiver just goes up and goes towards the sideline is really hurting Beth Center's corners right now.
Yes.
And you can hear the Beth Center student section chanting, "I believe that we will win." Pass down the field. That one is incomplete. The receiver did not turn around. That was Iser.
Pierce was looking for Ethan Weiser on the left side.
Right idea, but Weiser just did not turn around to see the ball there. That's a tough break because Pierce put it on the money.
So we have 2nd and 10, 50 seconds remaining until Beth Center completes the comeback, or can Frazier stun the Bulldog fans that have remained? Some of the Frazier fans have left, but some of them are sticking around and believing in miracles. Pierce gets the snap on 2nd down. Throws it down the field. Has a receiver. That one is caught.
Number 5.
But inbounds.
Stopped on the play by Nico
Inbounds
Brown.
and not enough for a new set of downs either. It's 3rd down, so the clock is going to keep running. Getting the play call off the sideline. They have a timeout still. I'm assuming they're saving that for the last drive, but now they're just wasting time getting the play call from the sideline. Pass along the sideline is caught. That's Weiser.
Oh,
he goes backwards. He doesn't get enough for a 1st down.
He tried to reverse his field, but he should have went out of bounds there.
Timeout Frazier.
Yeah, timeout Frazier. But it's Zach. It's a little too late.
There's 17 seconds remaining in the game. The scoreboard, or excuse me, the clock at this point can pretty much be turned off. You have to throw up a Hail Mary this play, a Hail Mary your next play if you were able to get the onside kick back. You got to pray and hope that your receivers come down with the ball. Chris Pierce, that last throw that he threw on the last drive that ended up in the interception, he actually had a receiver there. He was just in double coverage. If one of those men isn't there, you may be looking at Frazier in the lead instead of Beth Center, and Beth Center trying to come back in this one.
I mean, you know, this is definitely the toughest week I'm going to have for top plays because I hope that Laurel Highlands game doesn't have a lot of top plays. But, I mean, yeah, that was a huge play. And right in the end zone there, he had a receiver open there, but Stauffer came over and intercepted the ball right behind him there. And instead of that was a 14-point swing right there.
And they're calling it a first down, Matt. So I guess they're going to say he did get enough yardage for the first down after his forward progress.
Commodores have a first down and 10
First
at the
and
41-yard line.
17 seconds remaining, 41-yard line. You need a Hail Mary here, so send your receivers deep. Play some prevent defense if you're the Bulldogs at Beth Center, and just hope your receiver can come down with it and give you another chance at coming back. Fakes the handoff. Now it's the reverse. Cox, he's throwing it. It's complete to Weiser.
And a little end around pass.
But he just knocked it out of bounds. And that's going to be
bounds.
the end of the game.
That's it.
That's going to be the end of the game. The clock will run out. One
Your final score,
victory for the Beth Center of Bulldogs. Matt, what a game.
Zach, can you believe it?
No, I can't.
I can't either. Credit the Beth Center. Credit to Frazier. These are two unbelievable teams. It stinks there had to be a loser tonight, but I mean, this is one of the greatest games I've ever. No, I'm sorry. This is the greatest high school game I've ever been to. Of everything emotion, and I just can't wait until next year for these two teams to meet again.
Hopefully, we'll be able to call that one as well. Thank you to our CUTV audience. Thank you to our NFHS audience. Next week we have Derry Brownsville in our PCN live game of the week. So make sure you can watch that one as well if you're in the state of Pennsylvania. Final score 29-20 for everyone on crew. Matt Hagee, I'm Zach Prosma. Thank you for sticking around and watching a comeback win for the Beth Center of Bulldogs at Commodore Stadium.